Alright, don't know who's here, but I'm starting. Hey, Monty. Alright, we're starting Magatsu Inaba. We could probably clear it in a day if we don't impose some stupid challenge like soloing Adachi. Which I... should I do that today? Let's actually look over our options here, because I kind of want to see... I might want to wait until rain to try to challenge Adachi. You can get a gas mask? Let's actually try to duo most of the dungeon instead of bringing the full squad. Do I get to play until I beat Ameno until the new year anyway? I'm actually gonna keep that 7 save there. Let's take Naoto with us. I think that's all we need. You shouldn't be studying instead of wasting your time with this. Hold on. Actually, I'm just gonna mute this until Jaden starts. Naoto covers all of the all of the elements that I don't have. So as long as it's weak to something, I'll be fine. Hey Frisk. Peanut butter jelly the long way.
Oh, be careful. Light's no good on this one. Go get him. Go, go, go.
Uriel is justice, right?
My skills have been honed. Oh, be careful. Light's no good on this one.
The Me and Beast. What is it? Alright.
Weaknesses. It's weak to darkness. Go for it, guy. Yes, we won! Congrats! Oh, be careful.
Guhsona!
Light's no good on this one. Go, Senpai, you rock!
Oh, I should have got the half XP. I'm pretty sure that makes the distribution for XP a lot easier. Maybe I should put Kanji on the team instead of Naoto.
Oh, that's not good. Darkness won't work.
Infinite Sand. Oh, this is I was looking at Mandala. Wind and Great King. Okay.
There, got it! Whoa, it's strong! Brute force isn't my style.
Oh. Wasn't planning the stream today just because I was extremely sleepy. Yeah. Dude, fucking Beardson, man. His cope laugh is so fucking funny.
Careful, it's immune to electricity. Awesome, Senpai. You really hit it hard.
I'm sorry that I look cool and I want to show off to my fucking chat because I have no one else in my life to show off to. I have no women. I have no women in my life to show off to.
Why?
Because I'm a fucking loser, dude. I have no women to show off to, like, my fucking cool clothes to. So I want to show off to my fucking chat. I want to look cool for my chat. I want to look cool to my fucking bros. What's wrong with that? You sadistic, evil faggot. Why are you
Be
picking on a
careful.
nail for
Light's
trying
no
to look
good
cool?
on this one.
What the fuck, dude? He's so unhinged.
Hey, that's a nice jacket. You go, hey, thanks. You don't go, hey, 600 people, look at my new jacket. Give a shit.
Thank you, Chie.
Nigga, I'm a fucking streamer. I'm a loser, weirdo, incel, freak. I don't leave my house.
I could probably send you some more Pap audio later. Oh, did he feature on another space recently?
Here comes your
Oh, just some old stuff.
What is up? How is everyone doing in chat? Great to be back with all of you guys on this fine Juneteenth. What is up? I know, I'm sure you're all celebrating this very important holiday. What's up, Frederick? What's up, Jaden Gang Edits? What's up, Tipsy Crusader? What's up, Jed? What's up, Amanda? What's up, Genos? What's up, Verona? What's up, Kill All Pedos? What's up, Waffins? What's up, Ozza? Good to see you, bro.
Audio Surf, the PC heads.
Sorry about that. What's up,
Subway
David Duke?
Surfer, let's
What's up,
go.
Lon Aculata? What's up, Ligma Ballsack? What's up, Groipala? What's up, Big Rick? What's up, Jab? What's up, Popcorn? What's up, Rick? What's up, Verona? What's up, Crass? What's up, Uric? What's up,
I should've
Saul?
just
What's
taken-
up, Ian? What's up, Future Class? What's up, Danny Archer? What's up, Jimmy? What's up, Arns? What's up, Gray? What is up, Base Wood Chipper? What's up, MF Doomer? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Dave Demo? What's up, God Emperor Leto? What's up, CJ? What's up, King Base? What's up, Yen? What's up, Zelkova? What's up, Ultros? What's up, Doable? What's up, Disaster Cycle? What's up, Joel? What's up, Clog
It's
Bro?
me.
What's up, Maggot Gamer? What's up, Wuhan John? What is up, Saul? I think I said you, but what's up, bro? Yo! Igmig with $100!
Jeez.
Fees! Ah! Thank you for that. A big shout out. What did you say? I'm about to fees. What's up, Odyssey Chat? What's up, Catholic? What's up, Popo? What's up, Octavius? What's up, Matt Moon Cricket? What's up, Darby? What's up, Spaceballs? What's up, Timby Scared? What's up, Broken World? What's up, everybody over there? Also, I'm just telling you guys right now, hello, Kick. Good to see you. I see Arms over there. I see Base Wood Chipper. I see Casino Tolerator. I see Augie, RFKKK. I guess I'll ask, okay? Because Casino Tolerator is over there. Zelkova's over there. I was very, very strongly considering shutting down the Kick restream and just doing YouTube and Odyssey and doing like gaming and stuff on Kick. I see Punish GG over there. What do you guys think? Should I keep it open? Should I keep doing Kick, or should we shut her down? I guess I'll ask those guys, because it's basically pointless. I don't even read it. I don't check it. What do you guys think? I see Casino Tolerator over there, Zelko, but you let me know. If you prefer it, or if you're cool with this. Casino Tolerator says Kick notifies me. Yeah, that's true. It does do that.
I was about to
Keep it
pick this
open in case this gets flagged
through
down.
instinct.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a terrible idea. What's up, Casino Tolerator? What's up, VHS Archive? What's up, Bob Friend? Good to see you. What's up, Friend? What's up, Genos? What's up, Sorbit? What's up, K-Vibes? What's up, Keck Magician? What's up, New Frontier USA? What's up, Tony Gung? I saw that you debated New Frontier. I saw you debated Beard, Bean Soy. Should I watch it? Not on this stream, but should I cover it? I'm gonna be honest. I've been avoiding it. Frankly, I know that Ralph struck down the channel last time. He said that if I ever watch anything again, positive, negative, neutral, he's gonna strike it down again. But honestly, like, fuck it. Should I watch it? Is it worth watching? Maybe I'll check it out for tomorrow. What's up, Automation Type 2B? What's up, Lil Feezers? That's good. That's good. It was awful, for real. I mean, was it awful because Warzone
Just
were
the
screaming?
result you
I
expected.
could have told you that. What's up, X?
Fuck does that mean?
Of thinking. What's up, AI Swear Engine? What's up, CKM? Zelkova says, I have no idea. Kick seems like it's got a lot of bullshit around it. Just a grift site that depends on Amazon servers. It's not the competitor we were sold on. Yeah, but I mean, if it doesn't ban me, then they're not gonna ban me. I mean, I think they eventually will. I think it's gonna go the way of like every other site, DLive, Trovo, so on and so forth. But once it gets big enough, basically, or there's pressure put on it, but they're not banning us yet. Yo, Frederick with $100 says feasing ain't easy, but it's necessary. Massive 07s to Frederick. Huge shout out. Now, I don't know.
It's actually
I know
pretty
that this
funny.
like
His name is
supposed to be the end
fucking
of
Teddy
my streaming
Feezer,
career.
bro.
You know, RPG was supposed to have ended me. I tried to tune into a stream today, and I'm not making this up. I'm not lying. I got about 5 minutes in, and I was out like a light. I passed out. But hey, I appreciate it. Feasing isn't easy. It's real. It is necessary. You, Higmig, dropping bombs. Big shout out. I appreciate it. People told me that RPG, you know, he brought in about $50 or so today. Which is shocking, because like I said, I was told that my streaming career was over and he won. But I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate all the support. Volt with 5 says, I watched the VOD over the weekend. I wasn't aware of RPG much, but that's quite the rapid onset of lolcow spurgout. That's pretty crazy. Oh, thank you for the 5. Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea. He keeps going. He's still going and going and going and going and going. I don't see it ending anytime soon, if I'm being honest. In case for those of you who aren't aware, I'm going to cover it in more detail tomorrow. It looks like I have a clip that was linked to me. It looks like RPG, I saw on the weekend that he's back on Power Chat. So, you know, he was talking all week, all last week. He was going after me, really for no reason. And I was reacting to those streams. I'm done reacting to the 8 hours of RPG reading DMs, but I am going to react to like funny things, funny stories. I think the casino did it right, keeping it to like 2 minutes of RPG talking at a time because it's fucking boring. But he's still pushing this documentary thing, which I've covered a million times. We can get into it. Maybe we'll cover it today. Maybe we'll cover it tomorrow. But he continues to push this, oh, it's all a grand conspiracy. He's also flipped on the Ultros thing after receiving literally over $10,000 from Ultros. Over $10,000 in the last year from Ultros. He's now decided to push the Groiper Gayop. He's now on Power Chat. He's just straight up Nick sucking. He wants to be a Groiper. His dream has always been to be a Groiper. He wants to be a Groiper. He's going all in. And it's honestly pathetic. Like I said, he's back on Power Chat. We have a 2-minute clip here that I do want to watch. But let me finish reading some of these super chats. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It really is. I did not expect it at all. And you know, he's going schizo mode. He keeps saying Jaden's working for Gabe Hoffman and the state of Israel and Jeffrey Epstein and Ultros and all this, right? And he's going with the Nick narrative. This is my schizo theory. If you want to hear my schizo theory, you know, last weekend, well, not last Sunday, the Sunday before that, RPG was in this chat, you know, talking about making truce with Ralph for like 3 hours. Every single one of his mods, including me, was talking him off the ledge. He says it's a grand conspiracy because I agreed with Ultros that he shouldn't have a truce with Ralph if he's trying to be a fucking A-log streamer. Also, Ralph's the guy that like docks his parents and everything. We've covered it, you guys know. And every other one of his mods agreed too. Bucket, who's still licking his nutsack, he agreed with me, and Rusty Bungus, and all of his mods agreed with me at the time. But whatever, it's I'm being paid to say this instead. But my conspiracy, here's my conspiracy. You know, he says that I'm being paid by Gabe Hoffman to talk shit about him or whatever. My conspiracy is that when he was considering taking that deal with Ralph for hours and hours and hours over that weekend, and everyone was talking him off the ledge, my theory is that he did reach out to Ralph or Nick or both. I don't know. This is just my theory. He wants to throw out all these random claims. This is my theory. And they said, okay, you can have your little truce, but you have to attack Jaden. That's my theory. That's my theory, because somehow the Kino Casino, the guys that started all the drama with him to begin with, somehow they've like gotten a pass in his eyes. He won't address them. He's like scared to say their name on his show. He won't talk about the Kino Casino. The Kino Casino did their whole bit, their whole show about him on Friday. Won't talk about him. Oh, we're scared. We're scared. But he's still, for like the 5th day in a row, going after me, pushing the Groiper the Groiper docs, the Groiper, you know, whatever the fuck, the bullshit with Ultros. He's on Power Chat now. Nick's chilling him. That's my schizo theory, because there really is not a single person. And if you're a streamer out there, if you really want to be a cozy streamer, if you really want to get in you know, in bed with Ollie Akbar and Beardson Beardley and Ethan Ralph, if you really want to go over to that camp like RPG so badly does, because, you know, he idolizes Nick Fuentes, who's 11 years younger than him. If you want to do that, really all you have to do is attack me. It's really that simple, because Nick is driven by one thing, and that is spite. And there's not a single person on this planet that he hates more than me. Not a single person. So, you know, Teddy's doing that. He's heading over there. He saw the Ali Akbar stuff. I guess that was all lies, just like the power chat stuff he claimed, just like everything that he said for the last year apparently is lies. And we have that here's a 2-minute clip of RPG talking about power chat and how apparently he just lied to his audience for the last year and is just like a grifting scumbag. He just admits that he's a grifting scumbag. No shame whatsoever. He just lied for a year, and now you guys have to believe him. Now you have to believe him. He had a come to Jesus moment here. Now he's no longer lying. Now he's telling the truth about everything. While he sucks up to Nick Fuentes, who, by the way, people told me I didn't see the clip. Like I said, I fell
For
asleep.
less than an
But,
hour,
people are
and
telling me that today he
and
referred
there's
to
food
Nick
waiting for
as
me.
the leader.
So-
Not making that up. That's what I was told. I have to get the clip, see if that's true, but that is what people told me. We'll see. Here is him talking about Power Chat and him heading over to Power Chat, and then we're going to get into the big tech stuff.
I'm basically turning into a mukbang streamer without the fucking talking.
Live. Like I said, this may come as a major shock to some of you guys.
Mind you, this is the guy that was calling out the casino for using
Filet.
Power Chat. This guy called out me when I had a Power Chat and I was still on Cozy. And I just
But
left,
I'm
and he
gonna
was like,
put
no,
myself
no.
in a safe
He was
spot,
making a
and
big
then
stink about Power Chat, specifically in relation to the casino for months. For months, he kept saying, "Well, I use Streamlabs. Well, I use Streamlabs." Well, everyone else was banned from Streamlabs.
Yeah, it's just Chick-fil-A.
Teddy just got banned from Streamlabs, and there's like 10 other options. I've been banned from like 9 of them. I've been banned from like everything. I've been banned PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Coffee. I mean, that's quite a few payment processors. But RPG jumped from Streamlabs over to Power Chat, the one that again is owned and operated by Baked Alaska and Rolls, who, I mean, you guys know the whole Power Chat controversy, the one that Beardson has used to dox people, the one that Ralph has used to dox people. Yeah, that one. He's on that now.
But I am here to assure you that it's actually not that big of a deal, and many of the rumors that you've heard about Power Chat are exactly that.
Lucky
they
7.
are rumors, and I am guilty as fuck
Is that like
of pushing those rumors. And the reason why I was pushing those rumors is because I was being a spiteful prick, and because...
And now he's not a spiteful prick. Now after 2 months of A-Logs busting his balls, after people being mean to him, he randomly decided one day that everything the Groypers have ever said about me is true, everything they've ever said about my mods is true, everything they've ever said is true, Power Chat's totally fine, it's Nick Fuentes is the leader again.
Eating.
Like this is
I'll be back.
RPG. This is the guy who claims to be on a moral crusade, by the way. He's laughing. He's mad at you for laughing online. He's mad at you for not taking the internet so seriously. He's mad at you for poking fun at him. Because he's here for moral reasons. He's on a moral crusade, folks. He's not here to just fuck around and laugh and make things up. That's what the Kino Casino does. Those clowns, right? Those clowns, all you internet clowns that just make stuff up. Well, here he is, definitely not.
Bob
just
Run,
making
I'm
shit
just
up.
gonna.
He's been lying for
I
the last
literally
2
just
years,
got
he
dinner,
says.
so I'm gonna go eat that real quick.
I was
I've been
A-Log
streaming for
Nick
fucking
and
20
America
minutes.
First for the longest time, so I knowingly pushed those rumors, and this does create a bit of a ironic situation because now I'm using Power Chat after having spread these myths and rumors. So very, very briefly, just to kind of clarify what these rumors are. And
Someone says, CM says, how soon until he defends Ali? Well, he wants back in the camp. So, yeah, I mean, that's the craziest thing. Because people will compare. They'll be like, well, Jaden, you left AF and then started shitting on AF. And they're like, RPG's just leaving the A-Logs and shitting on the A-Logs and joining forces with AF. Well, here's my defense, okay? When I left America First, I left because Nick is a hypocrite and he doesn't stand for any of his principles. I am actually conservative. I am actually right-wing. Nick Fuentes I'm pro-white. I am pro-white. Nick Fuentes is not pro-white. He's shown time and time again that he doesn't actually give a fuck about any of this stuff other than making money. He went to the feds on people. He lied to his audience about the bank, the canceled shit. It was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. And when I left, I continued to criticize Nick from a right-wing perspective. I didn't leave America First and go, oh, guys, I'm a libtard now. Oh, I'm a libtard and Nick's racist. I never said that, ever. And this guy, who was a part of AF, and then left AF, and then went back to AF, this guy, who for the last year and a half, 2 years, has been telling you that Nick's evil, Nick's a scumbag, Fed, so on and so forth, he's now going back. All that stuff that he said, he no longer stands by it. I've never once said, hey guys, I no longer am a race realist. I still stand by that, because I am. So, anyways, just a defense there, but we're supposed to believe that he just was going along with it this whole time. He's totally a guy of, you know, he has morals, he has principles. He's not just flipping to the other side because this side was mean to him. No. He was pushing it because he was a spiteful prick. And those 2 years that, you know, you watched him and you believed him. No, he admits the last 2 years he was just lying. He just lied for 2 years straight. Also, I'm doing this right now. You guys should too. Like I said earlier, Ultros has donated over $10,000 to this guy. I've seen the DMs. I've seen the screenshots. I watched the streams of RPG defending him, saying it's bullshit. RPG is the only streamer who knowingly took money from Ultros while believing the gay op. I mean, the gay op's been out for almost a year now. They've been trying to push that for almost a year, and he saw it, looked through it, defended it, debunked it, attacked other people on Cozy for the things that they're accusing Ultros of doing, being, etc. He knew about it, he defended it, and the crazy thing about all that is he willingly took the money for an entire year. Now, I am calling on RPG to refund the money. He won't do it. He took this, evil guy's money knowingly, and he just did so because, just like the power chat thing, he was just a spiteful prick, he says. At the very least, look, if he's not going to refund the money, can we challenge him? RPG, we're challenging him right now. If he truly believes all of that stuff, all the Groiper gay op, all about Ultros, will he donate the money that Ultros gave him? If he doesn't want to give it back, fair enough. Will he donate it to a charity that helps fight homosexual predators, homosexual pedophiles? Will he do that? Will he give it to a charity that does that? Will he put his money where his mouth is? Will he? If he truly believes it, if he's this, on this moral crusade, and he didn't just flip up because he's a spiteful prick, he actually believes it. Will he put his money where his mouth is? And the funny thing about that is, he for all this talk about Gabe Hoffman, what do I know about Gabe Hoffman? I know he's Jewish, and I know that he had the documentary that took down a Jewish pedophile, Brian Singer or whatever. Will RPG put his money where his mouth is? Well, Ultros' money where RPG's mouth is, and donate it publicly. Let everyone know, hey guys, I am donating $10,000 to this. Will he do it? I don't think he will. It's really that easy. $10,000 this guy took knowingly. Apparently he knew the whole time. He said $10,000 in 1 year. $10,000, folks. Will he refund it? Will he donate it? He won't. So, I think that tells you all you need to know, really. But, anyways, let's hear what he has to say about Power Chat, and then I'm going to read your donations.
Because now I'm using Power Chat after having spread these myths and rumors. So, very, very briefly, just to kind of clarify what these rumors are and what the truth actually is. Power Chat is not owned by Nick. It's not owned by Nick at all, Nick being Nick Fuentes. He has no ownership in Power Chat at all, and anybody who says anything to the contrary is lying to you. This is a rumor that was actually started by the Kino Casino. They also claim that he gets a cut.
Now, again, I'm reminding everyone, while when I left AF and Lowell's did his whole drunk go off and he said Jaden Gang and, you know, I talked to him. He swore up and down that Nick was pressuring him to give him a percentage of power chat or to ban me or both. And he was threatening to build his own payment processor for cozy streamers because he believed he deserved a percent. Now, Lowell's today denies that. He says that's not true, even though he told me that on the phone. He denies that. Baked denies that. But Lowell's told me how mad he was at Baked at the time because he said that Nick will be getting 20% of all cozy streamers. And that is why I pulled it. I pulled it. I said, I'm not fucking supporting Nick. Fuck that. And many other people did as well. Many other people did as well. Now, here we have it. RPG claims, no, that's not the case. It was just totally made up, and he pushed it knowingly for a year. That's weird. Definitely not just groveling to Nick right now. Definitely not begging because he knows his audience is 15 people without the groypers.
Of every super chat. This is also fiction. He does not get a cut at all because he's not an owner at all. Where the rumor comes from is that Lowell's, I believe, used to be a majority stakeholder in Power Chat. That is no longer the case, actually. So I do believe.
When did that change? Did anyone in chat know this? I didn't. I've never heard this. Lowell's no longer owns Power Chat? Interesting. I didn't know that.
I believe he still does own a stake in this. I think he does, but he is not in control of the service. He is not a majority stakeholder. And, you know, I mean, some people are probably going to still be skeptical. I don't blame you guys.
So notice how he says Nick doesn't own it, and then he says Lowell's is no longer a majority stakeholder. What? He just brushes over the fact that Baked Alaska owns it? Because that was the main critique for ever. It wasn't even that Nick owned it. I mean, people brought up the percentage that he got. That was one thing that people brought up. Like I just said, that's why I said fuck this. But the main thing, the main reason that people were attacking the casino and others for using it, and the main reason RPG said publicly he didn't use it, is because he said Baked Alaska owned it. Baked Alaska owned it, and he was worried about Baked Alaska using that information, giving it to people. Also, the fact that these cozy people, Baked Alaska, Lowell's, so on and so forth, had access to people's information. Now he denies it. He says, that's not true. No one's ever been doxxed, he claims, from Power Chat. Well, we have a couple examples that, you know, you guys probably remember, but let's let him finish.
But it is a reliable service. There has never been any issues. There's never been any major issue or even minor issues. And it's been around for a while. There's not been any data breaches. There's not been any info leaks. There's not been anything like that. So it's got the features that I need. It's super easy to use. I've used it. I've actually used it before. I mean, I never said I did, but I've used it before. And yeah, so it works.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing just watching this unfold? It really is. And this is the guy who was talking about Slither War Snake and Grayson, whatever the fuck his last name, going back to Nick like 2 or 3 months ago, and how pathetic it was to watch them go back on their hands and knees and suck up to Nick, and how pathetic it was, and how they never will amount to anything because they have no morals. You remember that? You remember that? I remember that. So he says nobody's ever been doxxed. Funny enough, RPG last week was getting hate donos and trying to find people's information through it. But let's pull up the clip. Kiyoshi says he posted a longer clip for me. I have a lot to get through this stream, but I'll probably cover it tomorrow because I have a feeling it will probably come up again, and I'm gonna go through all the shit between him and Fuentes. I had a full show today, so I'm just gonna do that, push it back, and then I have content for tomorrow. So here we go. Let's check it out. Power Chat. This is Power Chat right here. As you can see, Power Chat. It's never been used to dox people, he says. Well, let's watch.
This is an obvious lie. You sound so fucking stupid. Believe it or not, I don't give a shit, man. I got the fucking Gothfield PDF. You can hate on me all you want, but it's just true, and we're so bad. Like, Why would I lie about this? You know what? Since you only sent $1, hey, thanks for the $1, you fucking faggot.
Never
Yeah,
been
I doxed
used.
you. I don't give a shit. Fuck
Never
you.
been used.
Hey, thanks for the $1. Cope and seeds.
Hmm.
And I'm awesome. And my life rules, and yours sucks. Thank you. Hey, everybody, can we get a in the chat? No, it's not with a Y, Johnny. It's with an I. Yeah.
Never been used, folks.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's go.
Ralph's done the same thing too. Ralph's done it to people
Yeah, don't
also.
look him up, by the way. Don't look him up. Yeah, I don't normally do that. I don't normally like to do that, but you know, again, I'm feeling so good, and the haters. He only gave $1. If he gave $3, I wouldn't have done it. But it was only $1 just to talk shit. So,
And you can
yeah,
see up
sorry.
here
Sorry, you just took
that
the
he's
L
using
there.
Power Chat. You
My
can
God.
see the dono bar right here. His
But,
dono
thank you
bar
so
from Power
much.
Chat.
Again, you're spelling it with
And
a Y. It's with an
here's
I.
the dono
It's-
link right up here.
Definitely, you know, don't fuck with him or anything like that. Thanks. Hey, you want to send another super chat? I hope you do. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. You're such a cool guy. By the way, nobody contact his employers. That would be really bad. And again, the name is Justified. Yeah, I think it was pretty much justified. I mean, at this point, like, I think that's what I'm gonna do is I'm just start like doxing these faggots and like hate chatting or whatever. I'd be like, why not? Who cares?
There you have it. Why not? Who cares? He says, and then he goes on for another 16 seconds, saying the name over and over and over again. Over $1, folks. And Ralph's done the same thing, and RPGs attempted to do the same thing. So, don't send him. Hey, you know, I wouldn't send him any hate super chats. I wouldn't send him any at all. But this is your guy. This is your guy. Very honest individual. You know, he lied for 2 years, and now he's being honest, and you can trust him now. You can trust him now, bros. All those streams, you know, his moral crusade that he was on, totally real and righteous, and wasn't just a grift. And now he's jumping to the next grift. Why? Well, because he felt like he was getting bullied out of this circle, which really all he had to do was not spurg, and he did exactly that. So there you have it. There's RPG. Let's see here. We got a couple super chats. We have Darby with $10. Says the new Frontier debate had a couple good moments. The Beansoy Plumber part, oh yeah, that was good. That was good. And one of them told Wurzelfat to do the truffle shuffle. Interesting. Thank you for the 10. Volt with 5 says, does RPG have a history of drug usage? I don't know. Actually, he does talk about raves all the time. And funny enough, now that you say that, I didn't even think about that. But like, I was busting his balls in chat saying, RPG on Molly at this rave, at that rave. I honestly, I don't know. He's a big EDM guy, and he's like in his mid-30s going to EDM festivals to, like, I don't know, creep on 20-year-old chicks. Maybe he's there doing drugs. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know how you can lose so much self-awareness and spiral into such a Category 5 spurg out without compromising your mind with drugs or something. Wasn't he gay logging AF for years? Weird stuff. It really is, isn't it? It really is. To see him totally flip like that, crazy. I'm shocked by it. I'm not just saying that because you know, I will admit when I'm wrong. I did not see that coming. I did not have that on my bingo card. I did not expect RPG after, like I said, the whole CWC thing and him criticizing that after 2 years of attacking Nick, after defending myself and Ultros and the casino and all this. I did not expect 1 week after he was saying, everyone go watch the casino, for him to be on Power Chat, sucking up to cozy streamers, calling Nick the leader, and doing streams, exposing the A-logs after defending them and using their talking points for the last however long. I did not expect it. Josiah Helm with $25 says, Abdulaziz Alamari, Ali Abdul, Al Razak Akbar, Amir Razak. One of these guys hijacked an airplane. One is a homosexual child predator, and one does horrible RPG. Wait. Okay, honestly, I thought you were just reading. I thought you were just giving me fucking Arab names. I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I literally thought you were giving me the thing that I said to Nick, but anyways, I'm skipping over that. Darby with 5 says the fees job, hashtag refund ultras. He needs to refund him. And Lord Aragorn with $1 says, going on Kick 2. Yeah, thank you for the sub, bro. Thank you, Lord Aragorn, for the gifted sub to bean it up over on Kick. I appreciate that. I think that's more Kick subs than RPG guys. So hey, big shout out, anyways, we have let me read some of these coffee super chats, or coffee check ya, and we'll get into the news. Yeah, I'm led to believe RPG told me that it was all I couldn't believe anything that I was watching his streams and watching the Spurg out. I couldn't believe anything. It was all the gay logs. It was Gabe Hoffman. People were paying everyone. Kino Shade's in charge of everything. And then within 4 days, he's full on Nick sucking Groiper. Weird. All right, we got a bunch of super chats over here. Big fucking shout out. Thank you again to Frederick. We got Jaden Gang Respecter with $50. Huge 07 says, I'm dying of feezing. I'm feezing. I'm laughing so hard, I'm feezing. Thank you so much for that. Big fucking shout out. We have Frederick, like I said, with $100. Huge fucking shout out. Massive 07s to you. He actually sent another one, so we gotta read that. I read the first one earlier. Huge shout out. CM with $100 says, fees nuts. Fees nuts. Fees nuts. Big shout out. Thank you for the 100. Got him! Fees nuts. Big shout out to CM. CM, I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. I know I brushed over all the K-State stuff before, but you should like join Discord or something. I'm curious. I want to know, because that's crazy that you went to the same school as me. But hey, man, thank you for the 100. I'm curious, like, what was going on, if you knew about like the George Floyd stuff, when you follow. I'm just curious. Big fucking shout. Thank you for the $100. Conor McGregor with 3 says, hey buddy, I'm Jaden Gang for life, by the way. Get the 10 blacks out of Irish. I love you, Jaden. Just subscribed on Odyssey. Is that real? Let me refresh. Let me refresh Odyssey. Did you just sub on Odyssey? Let's see. Did you? Well, I take your word for it. I don't see it, but big 07s. I appreciate that. Get the 10 blacks out of Irish. Am I missing something? What the fuck does that mean? Conor McGregor. Okay. Got it. Thank you for that. Big 07s. I'm an idiot. Frederick with $100 says, quote, I lied for 2 years, but I'm not lying now, I swear. Yeah, exactly. Guys, I'm looking at you right now. I know I haven't used it. I know that I said for months one thing, but now because I'm mad at some other people, those guys I'm no longer mad at. Isn't it amazing? That now he's cozying up, and you saw the DMs. He read them. I tried to read them, but it's so fucking boring. I read them, but I tried to show RPG reading them. He took an hour and a half. Even his chat was turning on him. Isn't it amazing that I'm somehow the enemy? I'm the enemy because I went public after weeks of him being a Spurg retard, and I said, yeah, I don't think it's cool to false flag. I don't think it's cool to post doxes. I never post RPG's docs. I don't think it's cool for him to spread it around. I don't think it's cool for him to talk about false flagging the casino in public or private. I didn't even say this. I didn't even say the private stuff until he spurred out. But I also,
don't really have
in
much
my mind,
in these
didn't think it was cool that he's trying to suck up to Ethan Ralph. Isn't it crazy that now I'm the enemy, and he uses that as justification? That, or because Ultros DM CM what he said he said to RPG already. He said that I don't know. Somehow that DM is the catalyst, according to RPG, to Spurg out. I think that he wanted to Spurg out. He knew that that would get him back in the good graces, and he just used that as an excuse. Honest to God, you look at that, you look at the evidence. I was trying to break it down. I'm saying they're engaging with him in good faith, like, this DM is bullshit. He just wanted a reason to Spurg out so he could crawl back to his E-daddy, clearly. And I believe that 100%. It doesn't matter if I said anything. I honestly believe he would have ran back regardless. If I was sitting there on stream defending RPG, he still would have, just because that's part of the peace treaty when it comes to the Cozy Bros, is attack Jaden. So massive shout out, thank you, Frederick. Yeah, he's definitely not lying now.
It's going well.
He's an honest guy, clearly.
Not much going on, honestly. Not anything that I could really share.
Money to the Christian Appalachian Fund. They buy school supplies and such.
Happy Juneteenth. I'm currently drinking some lean.
He needs to stay on brand, right? He's fighting against gay pedophiles. He needs to donate to something that helps out, children or something.
Golden Hand.
That's what he needs to do. That's my.
Can I get this correct?
Me telling him to put his money where his mouth is. Why would he accept this? Why would he accept that dirty money? This is a guy.
Nice, actually, that's actually really good for him.
This guy, he's not in it for the money. He said that multiple times. He's here. He's on a moral crusade, folks. He's on a moral crusade.
Complain, then all is good.
$10,000, get rid of it. $10 from Casino Tolerances, or better yet, if you won't give it to Ultras, I say RPG should give that money to the casino.
JF, if you can't CM,
or you could give it
if
to
you can't complain, then all is good.
To actually exposing pedophiles,
I'm doing well.
Who are the shows?
Nothing to really complain about, honestly. I'm relaxing.
Wurzel Fat and Bean Soy and Ethan Ralph and Andrew Anglin and all those scumbags that are sweeping it up, protecting Ali Akbar. This show, the casino. But nope, RPG has decided, that he wants to go to Cozy and cozy up to get a power chat, do all that. He's like retweeting, liking Dalton tweets. He wants to be buddy with them after the Ali Akbar stuff, which is crazy. Luke with the $1 says $1. Don't dox me, bro. Sounds like 33-year-old RPG is racing to fees back to Akbar. More for the Lions. 07 Jaden Gang for life. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. We got a couple more over on Odyssey. We got Anton with 25 says RPG freed up. A little loose change. 07. Big fucking shout out. Hey, Anton. Hey, man. I was told that it was the end. I was told that I would never stream again. So, yeah. I mean,
oh shit!
I've never seen it ever in my entire I've never seen someone just completely flip like that ever. It's incredible. $10 from normal friend says Nick Fuentes, Teddy Feezer, and Robert De Niro. What do they all have in common? Okay. Fake Italians and gay. Thank you for that, normal friend. Hey, Robert De Niro's at least in some good movies, right? Anyway,
single crit? Nope.
Let us continue. Let us watch. So, this happened after I did my stream on Thursday. RPG has Big Tech call in because he's supposed to felt me or something. If anyone has the screenshot, I know someone does. Someone send me the screenshot, because after RPG's go off stream, he put in his Telegram chat, he said, Jaden Gang, out, fuck that. It's now Big Red Gang, and he said that he's teaming up with Big Tech, Big Red, very gay, but Big Tech, Red Pill Gaming.
Let's just throw
it's now him and Big Tech were gonna team up. Maybe that was the play. I don't know. I don't know if he saw Godwinson get back on Cozy and he said, "Hey, that could be me." I have no clue.
Do I have? Oh yeah, I got Angelic Grace, didn't I?
He had Big Tech call in. He thought that they were gonna go off on me. Let's watch. It doesn't exactly go like he expects. Let's speed it up a little bit.
Hey, Big Tech. So we are. Hey, there he is. There he is. There he is, and I'm going to allow you to speak, man. Yo, what's going on, man?
Someone send that in.
Yo, what is going on? How we doing?
Hey, let me see if I can fix it. One second, let me fix my
yo, you
Stream
went to
reaction.
Holland? How's
One
that?
sec.
Go for it.
Oh, it's
Time.
coming up. It's coming up.
It's better. That's
Nice,
better.
nice.
Hey.
I'm going to one of my buddies.
Hey, RPG.
My buddy has a property
Hey,
in
Big
like
Tech. How we doing, man?
Hey there.
a little bit up north. A little bit secluded
I
too.
gotta
We're
say,
going there with a couple
I've been
friends.
not able to watch the whole thing. I picked up bits and pieces.
It's looking to be pretty
Before
fun.
you wrap, like before I go like try to wade through a big old replay to try to figure out everything that happened, can I give you a recap of what I had the impression of?
Castle.
Now, when everyone was telling me, because I was live at the time, I assumed everybody was telling me, right?
Don't give up now, okay?
RPG is talking to Big Tech. I'm like, well, you know, Big Tech's gonna side with RPG, obviously. I mean, RPG's been trying to suck up to Big Tech for a while now, and it makes sense that RPG's trying to suck up to him because, you know, his numbers are exploding. He's been doing well.
Someone finish
Well,
this.
let's watch it. Maybe I don't know. It's all speculation, but maybe he attacked me. He thought the Goipers would like him. Maybe he'd take the Big Tech approach, where he's still criticizing Nick from afar, but he's you know gonna be cool with Big Tech, and they're gonna create a thing. I don't know. And then Big Tech shit on him here, and he sees, he fees, he feezes, he copes and feezes, and maybe then he's like goes all in on Nick. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. But
Oh, I see. Okay.
it doesn't go that way at all, surprisingly.
And then you tell me if I got it right.
Yeah.
Would you do that for me? Just do me that favor.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so it's like there was something going on between you and some people who are like whatever Twitter people. I don't even go on Twitter. Somebody said this and that, and it ended up where eventually, at some point now, it's a big deal that Ultros was saying something that you found out about, and then you were like, "That's not cool." Hey, Jaden, that's not cool, right? And then Jaden didn't like get mad at Ultros, and so now you're mad at Jaden.
I mean,
You play this so much faster
that's
than
like
I
a
can.
very,
Honestly, it's because I have this on the side.
I know it's gonna be a
I have
long
this on
replay,
the side that
so,
tells
I
me
might
all
have to,
their
like, get to a car or
weaknesses,
something.
so I'm just hanging
So
out.
what I did today
But
is I laid
also,
out
I'm pretty
literally
used to the
entire
keyboard
drama
controls
from,
because
like, starting
it's
in
pretty
January.
similar
When you
to
put it
Persona
like that,
3.
So let me get this straight. So other people are making fun of you, and you spurged out, and then Ultras disagreed with the spurg out, and then he reached out to some
I think I
other
get a free
anonymous
endure
person,
with.
and then you went to Jaden upset after he made it a public thing. And
But yeah,
Jaden didn't care and told
like you
you
could
that
lilliterally
you can hate
play
Ultras. It's not-
like
it
with
has
the
nothing
default
to do with
controls
me.
with
I'm
one
not-
hand, and it's
I
great.
don't fucking care. And because of that, you're now have a power chat, and you're now like retweeting Nick and calling him the leader. Does that make sense? Oh, well,
Icicle
actually,
Town.
it's so funny when put like that.
all the way to the present moment. So,
Evasion.
you know, maybe that's something that you do want to watch over the
Oh
weekend.
yeah,
Either way,
Bob friend. I
This
don't
is a
know
long
if you're. I don't know if you're too familiar with
Hey,
this
listen, to
this challenge
understand
run
the
we're
story,
doing.
you have to watch
Quote
30
unquote challenge.
hours of
Quote
RPG
unquote
reading DMs.
challenge
Yeah, well,
run.
maybe I'll get a chance to catch
Uh,
up. But can you give me this?
Nick is the
one thing I
leader.
was
Oof,
listening
yeah,
for
for
the
real.
little
Like
amount of time I got
what?
to
Like
listen.
this guy's
What did you watch?
backtracking
I'm
on
sorry, I keep
everything
pausing.
he's
Sorry,
ever
guys,
said,
keep
and
pausing.
he has
But
no
if you
credibility.
Think about it. Look, chat. If you
Yo,
take
yo,
like an
Jaden's
entire
hopping around
works
again.
week worth of time and watch RPG, you
But,
know, take 40 hours
I'm doing
to watch
Izanagi
RPG,
only.
Then it will
And
make sense
Persona
why
4
he
Golden
was,
is
lying for
extremely easy
years
once you
about
realize
Power
how to
Chat,
abuse
Ultros,
shuffle
and
time.
Nick and all this
So
stuff,
I
right?
have
It
this
will make sense
Izanagi
why he was
here,
lying
your
about
starter
that.
persona.
And he for 2
Starts out
years
at level
straight, it
1,
makes sense.
normal ass base stats,
You
has
just have
fucking
to listen to
Zio,
40 hours worth
Auto-kaja,
of
cleave.
Right.
I went a little bit far with
Jaden
this.
to do.
I went
okay,
a little bit
so,
far
I
with
wanted
this.
Jaden to have my back. You know,
I just
because basically
you
like
just stayed
the-
around.
So what's going on is
and I
there's
just
a small
kept
handful
him
of Twitter
equipped.
accounts, and they are A-log accounts.
And
Well,
now he has
A-logs
90. He's
now.
maxed
Well,
out on
A-logs
stats,
because,
and the only
like, to
thing
me,
he's
there's a
not
difference
maxed
between
out
an
on
A-log
is
and an A-log. You know, I would consider myself an
physical
A-log, which means
damage
I'm more
and,
like, focused on like the facts, and I'm, you know, like you put it before, I'm kind of like
and his,
TMZ of America first.
He just said that he was lying. Today he said he was lying. He was lying about Power Chat.
nice.
Also, he says I didn't defend him. I played this
Focus.
last week, but I'll play it again. I have audio. Now, this is
That's
embarrassing
okay, too.
audio. But it's audio nonetheless. Of myself live streaming RPGs go off on me in my Discord. And the backstory of this clip is RPG was claiming Jaden never defended me. Jaden never defended me. He didn't defend me, even though I did multiple times.
I went a little bit
prior to him spurting out.
overboard.
And even after the casino, I was DMing Warski saying, hey, this tweet isn't real. Hey, RPG said this. Hey, to PPP, hey, RPG said this.
It's based to beat a game
so and so
to its
forth.
max
I
stats,
believe
yeah,
him.
for real.
That's what I was saying. And I
We're
told
going.
RPG, I'm like, hey, I'll
This is
reiterate
the
this
run
message
to
them.
beat
Hey, I'll tell them
Izanagi's
this. Hey, I
wife.
told them that. And I was like a middleman. And RPG knew that.
Yo,
now, he went on his
flood.
show for 8 hours and was saying
Please
that
be
I never
lightning.
defended
Oh.
him, I'm a piece of
Okay.
shit. And he was going on and on and on and on and on and on
Silent
and on
book.
about how I'm the worst guy in the world.
Silent book.
Now, while I
resisting
was
the
live
physical,
streaming
like,
it, I
dark
said,
weakness.
this isn't true. This isn't true at all. I literally defended him, X, Y, and Z. And I was pulling up his stream to go into his chat. Instead, Will Cunning, who was listening at the time, went in and asked RPG, said, hey, RPG, what about, did Jaden do this? And instead of correcting himself, he corrected himself only because he was pushed to do so. But then he went, wait a second. Did Ultros tell you that, Will Cunning? How would you know that? How would you know that? You know what? And then he took his mod, and then he shit all over Will Cunning. And it was just like mind-blowing because, again, he's just pushing blatant falsehoods, just lies, while claiming to be the morally virtuous guy here. And he wouldn't have corrected the record had it not been for Will Cunning going in and repeating what I said while live streaming it. Here's the clip.
And what they've been pushing.
I gotta...
Oh, why? Because it was a joke? Is that what you're going to tell me? Because it was a joke? No, because you were bitching.
I'll go.
You bitched out. You cucked.
I'll go
You were a
type that
pussy.
in this
You were a
chat.
coward. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So there you hear it. You hear me say, I'm gonna go type it in his chat. You hear him call me a pussy, a coward, because I'm not defending him. I'll go type that in the chat right now.
PvP, you were afraid that PvP and Warski would come after you the same way they're coming after me right now, and you were afraid that the gay logs would do to you what they're doing to me.
Go, senpai. Keep up the streak.
Will Cunning says, Jaden DM'd Warski saying he didn't think you did it. Let me think about that.
Oh, look at
Well,
this.
actually,
Oh, free Befellagor.
Pussy, eat shit. I fucking told you.
I will say, I do find it
Look, I was off air. I was jumping.
Dude,
he wants
Jaden's
it back.
spurting out.
Look, let me think about that.
Oh, I do not have
Wait
that
a second,
capacity.
because Will Cunning says, hey, didn't Jaden defend you?
You
Oh,
eating
wait a
something
second,
too?
let me think
well,
about
I'm
that.
not eating anything right now, but
Eat shit! Eat shit!
because that happened privately.
Eat shit! Let's
I'm
go!
wondering
You
who.
fucking
I was
Jew!
listening in on that. I didn't have anything recording, so.
That is accurate.
You fucking lying scumbag!
You did do that. But also, something really fishy
Shit.
going on there, Will, because like Will has been running with the Jaden gang.
Hear that, Will? You're out because you
all last night,
exposed
all day
him.
today. The
Oh,
entirety
shit, am
of
I
his
dead?
Chat, I've been seeing his comments. He's been doing that same thing.
Nakajan.
So to be fair, that was correct, and I'm correct.
Black spot, that's
but
fucking
you
over.
did kind of expose yourself
we're
there,
fine.
man, because
You just exposed
there's no
yourself.
way
Battle
for you to
wheel.
know that unless
Battle wheel.
Jaden told you that
Ice
or
and
Ultros
dark.
told
I
you
don't
that.
have anything for that.
Well, it was me.
So
It wasn't Ultros.
here we
It
go,
was
here we
me.
go. I'm trying to
Silent
figure out what's going
It
on.
was me. Someone please clip that. Please tell me that someone is clipping that right now.
Yeah, you've been trying to figure it out for like the last.
Or recorded that.
He's playing both sides.
Please tell me someone recorded that.
Playing both sides. Another one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
so-
Jaden be like, eat
My
shit, eat
reaction.
shit. I'll be honest, I had no, like, I was like passively listening to it,
Noted.
and like
That's so funny.
that happened all of a sudden. I was just like, what the fuck is he talking about?
This is somebody who should definitely not be
To be fair,
modded anymore.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
mod for, it sounds like Jaden at this point, but
Wow. He should be a mod for me because he called him out on his bullshit. He called him out on his blatant bullshit. He said, let me think about that. Let me think about that. Oh, wait. Yeah, actually, he's totally fucking lying. Huh, weird. This guy, so weird. So weird. He's, just lies about everything, apparently. Moral arbiter of truth.
should be mod here.
Hear that, Will Connie?
I really am starting to hate that phrase. I say that so much.
Figure out what's going on, so like what everything I say, you're like running past Jaden. Like it makes like
But yeah.
obviously somebody said to you, hey, correct that.
Bruh.
That's not true.
That was me.
What did you
in
do?
Discord.
You added me with
I say that way too much though.
probably over.
It was, dude. Dude, do you see this? Please tell me
Yeah,
someone's
Ruleset
recording
coming
this.
in the top block.
Someone shadow play that shit.
So like the fact that you're doing that, Will, you
That's insane. It's Ultros. You guys just heard it live, folks.
Yeah, because
you heard it live.
I just explained why you were unmodded. It's not.
Anyways, there you have it. There you have it. Continue. We're fact checking. We're fact checking live.
More like
Will Cunning
along
with
the same
$10 on
lines
Odyssey
as
says,
it is what it is.
I've actually never done
like
over
that
here,
phrase.
just subs. Because
Actually,
you seem to
I
be
don't
in,
really.
good
Oh
shape.
shit!
So RPG got
really
it
for
instead. But
free.
here's 10, 100% morally justifiable, good faith dollars.
Oh.
07.
Oh,
Thank
what
you,
the
Will
fuck?
Cunning.
Yeah,
I
that's
appreciate it. Big
extremely
shout
good.
out. Thank you so much. I've actually heard a lot of people say that. Surprisingly, I've heard a lot of people
I'm just
say,
gonna-
"Hey
I'm
man,
just gonna give
I
this
never
to,
donated to you because
Naruto.
your stream, you do well. I felt bad for RPG, you know, whatever. So I just gave him,
She has
you know,
more
whatever super chat
SP than me,
dollars.
right?
And yeah, after
That's like
this
18
fucking
SP.
Spurg out,
That's pretty free.
seems to not be the case anymore. I don't know. But what do you expect? The guy's very honest guy. Josiah Helm with Ted says, can we get an update to the Feezer burn bridges list? I think we're at 109. I think we're probably at 109. In fact, it probably is. I don't know. I mean, Nick has a lot of burn bridges, a lot of political types. RPG's been in a lot of communities. You know, he kind of just sort of like
I don't say it is what it is.
this Semitic group of people that have been a part of many countries. You know, RPG has been a part of many
This one
groups.
is women.
I don't know. You know, Dr. Barlow's, I don't know why that didn't go through the payment. So you'll probably see a
I'm going to
refund on
TED
that
Pack
if it doesn't
one, yeah,
go
for
through
real.
here in a second. I'm refreshing, but I'll read the super chat anyways. No worries. But I'm just letting you know that $10 did not go through. But he says, Gabe Hoffman will not appreciate you calling RPG a lying Jew. He has many eyes and takes these matters seriously. Hashtag Game for life. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, that might be back on your statement, just FYI. But all right, let's keep going.
Right, where
26
TMZ isn't just making shit up, you know, like
That's a
yes,
lot of
they,
fucking SP.
you know, yes, it is like a celebrity, I don't know if they call it a tabloid, I think, but you get what I'm saying. Like TMZ is reporting facts, and that is what I would argue that I'm doing. I'm sure, you know, you probably would want to dispute that.
Look, I'm not gonna keep pausing it. I'm gonna let him go on. I'm not gonna keep pausing it and keep reiterating the same point because I do have a tendency to do that. I apologize. I make one point and I say it 5 times, but just letting everyone know. He's the I have to say it. Arbiter of truth. He just tells the truth. Yeah, he lied about Power Chat for. This is before he got on Power Chat, so.
It's like you are a
Interesting.
representative, but either way, you understand the point that I'm making here. And then, like, the gay logs, these are accounts that are pushing gay ops constantly. You have
James
accounts
gonna
like
pause
Pinochet,
in
for
less than
example,
1
and
minute,
there's some
yeah.
others. I'm sure you know, like, the style that I'm talking about here. And, like, what they'll do is, like, they will constantly, you know, like target and
what
harass
kind of
someone like
tables
Ralph.
are these?
Although currently,
Sleeping
because Ralph has
tables?
been sober for the last, you know, month or two,
Am I
they're
gonna
bored
get
of their fucking
Ghastly
minds,
Wailed,
and they're looking for, like,
or
someone new to,
fucking
like, terrorize,
Evil
and they
Smile,
decided
Ghastly
that, you know,
Wail?
I'm the person they should
That'll
target
be fun.
because, I don't know, I guess they make
Fire,
entertaining
Physical.
content or something. And
Wait, what?
I
bonus
think
did I
that's
just get
why. I
from
think people were
Ruleset?
like, wow, he's so entertaining. It wasn't the fact that you spurged for 2 months about stupid shit.
Yeah,
and like would see that your chat nonstop.
Anyway, so there
What
is
type of
We're
wheel
sacrificing
is
details
that?
that
to
you
the
are
corn.
not currently familiar with, and I think that
For
if
no
you kind of
reason.
heard the case that I laid out
Fuck it.
during today's stream, you would understand why there was an expectation on my end that
Oh.
Jalen.
I was like one of the last people. Like I was one of the last people to defend this dude, and I will say, you know, I did not expect any of this. I've said it so many times, but anyone that was going after him, totally vindicated. If you're gonna flip back and say everything you said is a fucking lie and go back and hang out with the pedophile group of America First, go hang out with the Ali Akbar defenders, yeah, they're totally vindicated.
And would get my back because if the situation, well, based on the facts alone, but also on top
Well
of that,
done, everyone.
if the situation was reversed, I 100% would have had Jaden's back. But when Jaden went live on Monday night and he first gave his response to all of this, he basically didn't defend me at all. And he even
should I try to solo
made major
Adachi?
concessions
I don't
to
think
the
it'll
gay
work,
logs who are like my enemies, and they've been like
I should be a
not to sound like a
pretty
gay,
good level
bitch,
once
but like they've been
I
completely like
once I reach
they've been coming for me pretty hard.
I defended him before that, though. I defended him before that. I didn't defend him on Monday after he pulled all the
You can't
bullshit,
encounter
like I
shadows
said,
here.
you know, privately, publicly,
Alright,
porcelain, the flagging, so on and so forth.
On Twitter for like a couple weeks now. So basically,
Because that's indefensible. That's indefensible. I said I still like. I want him to stop, and I like the guy, but I told him to like.
If he's
I told him,
named 23,
I can't
won't
defend
be
that.
forgotten in
It's
A-Log
indefensible.
history,
Mushroom
for real.
with 15 says Jaden Yang for life. Thank you so much,
Guy
bro.
spurgs out
I
in the
appreciate
worst
you.
way possible.
he sided with my enemies, and he did not really defend me. if
At
all.
first, I thought it was a work by
What
by
kind
the
of defense did you
casino
want
to
from us?
try
That's
to
what
get
I'm hearing. You wanted him
RPG
to have your
onto
back. What would that
Ralph's
look
show.
Okay, so
like they
basically,
did with,
you know,
fucking,
when you
Pot
are
Awful.
friends with somebody and they're being unjustly attacked, right? Like let's
But,
say we're friends
he's spurging
and
out
they're
way
being
too
unjustly,
hard
like,
about
you know,
this
let's say for
shit,
example
man.
you felt Nick was being unjustly attacked, right? Like let's say we were having a debate right now about Nick, and I said something about Nick that you felt wasn't true. You, like, what would you do? Like, you would lay out the facts. You would say, no, you're saying X is true, but actually, like, it is your, you know, kind of like your responsibility as a friend to make the case for why your friend who is being accused of whatever, you know, actually is in the right, actually.
But you weren't in the right, dumbass! You weren't in the right! I'm not obligated to defend every single one of your shitty actions, Nick! That's so retarded. That is so stupid. If you go out, like, Nick has said this. Nick has said publicly if his buddy comes to his house after murdering someone, Nick will help him bury the body. First of all, I talked to RPG one fucking time in private. Once. One time. And it was a week ago when he was spurging out, and it was me telling him to stop. So I don't feel like some obligation to you. It's not like we've been, you know, best friends for 25 years. Oh my gosh. It's like, bro, I don't know you from fucking Joe Schmo. You do an internet stream.
That's so
I watch
tempting.
sometimes. You watch mine. I agree with some of your takes. Apparently, he was
Fuck it,
lying
I'm
the
not
whole
gonna
time.
take it.
But it's really that
I'd rather
simple.
not be sent to
and
fucking,
if you're online
Magatsu
doing a
Inaba
bunch of
1.
retarded shit and dragging me into it, I disagree with the retarded shit. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh shit, this is
Holy
Chaos
hell,
Fuzz,
man.
isn't it?
He didn't sweep it up. He didn't sweep it up. He didn't defend me. He didn't defend false flagging and doxing
Fuck
and
it.
so on and so forth. Which, by the way,
Supreme
this guy
case of
pushing
supreme
the
case of
ultra shit, pushing
Asperger's and hyperautism,
doxes
yeah.
of one of his biggest donor. He now is pushing. Nick doxed a ex-intern who also was an RPG super chatter. He's sharing that around. Like, this guy, all of these principles that he's held out the fucking window.
He didn't do anything wrong.
And what was the thing that he was supposed to clear up that he didn't clear up?
He's
To
also
the gay logs?
35.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but kind of where like so the very origins of all this drama is like back in January. But as far as like the short recent term is concerned, it kind of got kicked off last week with the Kino Casino when they took a snipe at me during their Wednesday stream. And at first, you know, it was just one segment, and like they were obviously poking fun at me. They were doing it deliberately because I don't want to get into like trying to summarize this as best as I can.
No,
Basically, all you need
you
to know
can't
is
poke
that there was a
fun.
provocation on Wednesday. It was
Ice
somewhat
and dark,
minor,
is that
but it
real?
was still a provocation nonetheless. And I had never been like they'd never come after me like that before. So my initial reaction was like, that's kind of fucked up, and everybody.
I think I'm gonna be on the casino soon. If they poke any fun at me, expect I'm going fucking nuclear. Okay, chat. Say if PvP pokes fun, we're gonna get our power chat back, and we're gonna go back and try to get our cozy account, and it's so retarded.
So like the chat was like, what the hell? Like, why are they going after RPG? The comment section, like I had a lot of support in the comment section saying like, yo, like why they do that? And so then when they did 3 streams in a row, they streamed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday it was just one segment. So you know, I decided not to stream on Thursday because I was gonna respond on Thursday, but I was like, well, if it was just one segment and nothing more, then I might look kind of like, you know, weak or soft if I like, you know, if I respond to them and they say, oh, come on, bro, like it was just one joke, right? So anyway, the Thursday stream comes and it becomes clear, very quickly that they were not joking on Wednesday, and basically like they
It's
joined
just so pathetic too. Like, imagine going back on your hands and knees.
I can't comprehend
Dude,
this
suck up
RPG
to
take.
Nick.
Like,
After all this,
I
I
can't either. It's
after
just
all
like,
on this- it's
like
just
I've always
crazy.
had this observation about RPGs that
Nick-
that he thinks he's bigger than he
Nick's gonna,
actually
you know,
is, and it's
It's gonna
like
be the fucking Toy
kind of
Story
sad.
Man. He's gonna he'll play the game, you know. He'll laugh it up. Fair enough. I honestly don't even blame him. Nick, if you're listening, I don't even blame you. Like obviously, you know, he'll laugh it up. It would be like if like Baked Alaska or someone were to be like, hey, yeah, come on our stream. You know, yeah, Nick is this, that, and the other, right? It'd be very, very, very similar. It's like when I was wearing the Yoba merch a couple of weeks ago. You know, okay, RPG will signal a few tweets. Hey, RPG's right. Hey, RPG, come join this platform. Hey, RPG, come on the show, talk your shit. And you know, once it's done, do they really think that they're gonna like his RPG's gonna have respect in the movement? You know, he can attack me, but you know, eventually, what is he has a power chat? It's already a closed ecosystem over there. Like Beardson's gonna be happy, and Dalton's gonna be happy that they bring in this fucking guy to take a portion of their already dwindling super chats. Like, that's not gonna end well, let's be real. Plus, the guy already is a fucking buffoon, and even when I was on Cozy, people were dunking on him. Like, he doesn't fit in over there at all. He doesn't fit in. Because while, like, Beardson's the same age as him, and Ralph's the same age as them, like, they give in.
I think this will actually
maybe
work.
RPG will just totally cuck on everything.
Or
Maybe
not.
he'll be listening to
Or not.
rap, and he'll
Okay,
be,
that's fine.
you know, on Omegle talking to children like the other. I don't fucking know. I don't know, but I don't see this. You know, it's a very
Fickle
temporary,
what?
short-sighted play. RPG's like just fucking dumb. He really is. I just see this, and there's other streams where, you know, oh, like when Nick and I were going at it for a while there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, all the groypers, he's turned all the groypers against me. I'm not going to have an audience. My streaming career is done. It's over. And I've said that countless times. Like, I expected it to be done. And he'd do a go-off, and I'd respond, and it'd be a whole thing. RPG, when he does these go-offs, they're just entertaining. They're just funny. Because this
National
guy,
Garfield
he really
Day? Let's
thinks,
fucking
like,
go.
he's, like, so smart, and he's above it. Like, even... Like,
Focus.
Nick,
Thank you.
and
Fucking
even
finally.
people on codes like Ralph even makes RPG just look like a fucking moron, and Ralph's an idiot. But like when it comes to this guy and what he's saying and the strategy, like his strategy, I don't know. The guy's just, I just, that's my reaction to all this. I'm just like, holy, this guy's so dumb. This guy is so stupid. It's just mind blowing.
Oh my gosh, this is never gonna end.
Oh, and he threw everything that he built away. He made $30. He made $30 coming off the biggest stream of his life. $30 fucking dollars.
Oh my gosh,
and
man!
This guy thinks he's gonna move out of you know, mommy's house. Like, come on, bro. And I don't say that as like, ha ha ha. I have, like, it's not like that. It's just like when it comes to living, when it comes, like, is he really?
Oh my gosh,
really
dude!
that, like, I don't know, prideful? Is he really that high on his own supply that he thinks every single one of you, every single one of his donators, every single one of his chatters, every single one of his mods, everyone that he was friends with on the internet, every single one of them, they all fell for the Gaylog psyop. They're all falling for it, and he's the ultimate victim of everything. Does he really believe that? Because even when I left AF, I maintained, like, my guys, because I was in the right. He just refuses to see it. Tallyman with 50 says, I'm sure the
Thank you.
will provide RPG the safe environment and
Respite.
dignity and respect he so desperately wants. I saw them posting Feezer memes today.
Really? 17
I mean-
fucking damage.
He, I don't know, man. Maybe he needs to go be a leftist streamer with like Hunter Avalone and Vosh. You know, maybe he could hang out over there. Because
Lockheed paid
like,
him
the
well
ribbing, the safe space, he can't take it. ATG with $25. Good to see you, bro. He
Really?
says, can't fees the cheese. It's real. You can't fees the cheese. McCheese.
Give me another focus,
Luke Johnson
please.
with 10. So still new and thought RPG was decent. Crazy scene and fees and spurt into oblivion. Cozy.tv/Feezer. Hashtag Jaden Gang for life. Hashtag refund Ultra. Thank you so much, man, for all the support. Let's try to get through this. I've been live for over an hour and I keep talking. I have a real problem. I just keep talking.
All off on me, and they're talking mad shit about me, and they're spamming my name docs. And the thing about the name docs is, like, obviously I know my name is out there. I know everybody watching the stream right now probably knows my name. I get that.
Thank you for if you dodge this. I mean,
I
never said
your name. Fucking fine.
Never said
that took way too long.
I was under the impression that, you know, like we were, you know, allies, we were friends, we were kind of like in a similar lane. So the fact that they were like spamming it, bro, like they were going crazy and they were like doing all these puns and like the chat joint, and it was like it was really, really
they did the puns.
Underhanded, and it was really malicious for them to do that to me. It would be one thing if I was like one of their, like it would be one thing like if they were doing that to Ralph, right? Because you would expect them to do that to Ralph or whoever else they go after. But they basically like just went off on me.
But they're making
and
fun of
you know, they tried to humiliate
me, RPG.
So,
is it malicious? Like, yeah, yeah. Sure.
They're maliciously attacking me, Teddy Feezer.
If we're giving him,
50 cent tacos, let's fucking go, dude.
They,
that sounds sick.
Play, like,
Taco
they've
Tuesday.
even said it. They pull up the Dumper Wars clip every couple of months, and there's always a dialogue of Jaden, Nick, and talking about fucking gay shit. Like that happens like every couple of months. Was it malicious when he was critiquing the casino and talking about firing Worski and Worski getting knocked out and how the casino isn't as good as it used to be? Like, bro, it's not that. It's the. I don't understand. I don't understand what he expects. And again, I didn't say it. I never said it because I knew it bothered him so much.
You know, I could continue here, but the point that, like, to answer your question, it would be Jaden's responsibility to, you know, like people are going to Jaden for like answers and guidance and an explanation. And, you know, so Jaden should have stepped up and said, okay, RPG is getting a lot of flack right now, but Jaden Gang, this is why RPG actually, like, you know, this is why the attacks against him are unjust.
They weren't!
And he didn't, like, instead, he didn't do that. Instead, he basically, like I said, made major concessions to the gang.
They weren't! They were, you could argue, until you...
Night
I told him so many times
Okay,
that
this is a Scott Greer, Patrick Casey.
You lost the high ground. I have the high ground. I hate you.
You're just
talking points. Like he literally on Monday said that I was
Scott Greer and Nightmare
Ralph. He was like totally
all
of
the DeSantis
all of
good.
The like the made
everyone should listen
details
to the
at
latest
different points of the conflict. He was 100% just like echoing all of their talking points, all of which are smears, all of which are fabricated. And it's like, bro, like you're supposed to be my friend, and because Jaden didn't.
Honestly, it is. Let me know if something's interesting. Something interesting is going in on in Jaden's stream.
Boy off Twitter.
Because these don't happen. Like not many people.
Dave Reboy. He is one of my strongest supporters. I love how ripped he is. I always show off his muscles to Casey. I'm like, hey Casey, check out my ripped supporters. I like how all of my surrogates are somehow shorter than me. I'm only 5'9", but 5'10" and a half of my heels. But then all my surrogates are also much shorter than me. I think Casey intentionally did that by picking out my supporters.
Everybody missed the joke, I think, where I said, not a joke, the true observation, where I said that Casey DeSantis could be a girl because she is like 45, so she's
I heard that, yeah, it's perfect time to get started.
She's only 40, I think, actually younger.
Is she? She's pretty good looking. She's good looking.
Yeah, it's just RPG spurging about his like ego for like the 10 millionth time.
Wife thinks that QAnon is real, by the way.
I don't want someone to DM me.
Maybe she should be running.
I'm not on
That's
Twitter,
his wife.
so my DMs aren't like.
I'm so excited that you are a fan of me. We need need to get the incels. We need to get the MAGA mills.
But it's weird to see Scott Greer and Patrick doing similar content.
All behind Clip that. DeSantis. Imagine if we had lollies for DeSantis. I was told by the Zoomers making great edits of me that would be very based. And I've also been told by Zoomer Legion, they're telling me that a certain rapper named Moon Man is about to do an epic rap about my crusade against the woke mind virus. And I've told that this Moon Man is an anti-woke rapper who loves America, loves the Second Amendment, and hates crime. He also is a big opponent of affirmative action, and he's a big fan of World War II history. DeSantis, sorry, we're losing the
DeSantis bros, did we get too cocky?
You heard it here. Mr. Bond endorsing Ron DeSantis for president.
Yeah, we're even having European conservatives support us, like Mr. Bond, who's in jail for free speech right now.
Mr. Bond will join Mr. Governor DeSantis on stage for the Where Woke Goes to Die rally.
Apparently, Andrew Dymock has endorsed DeSantis. He's currently in jail for free speech.
I could see
no Tats Classy. Met her at a DeSantis rally.
Actually, no. Deathbound.
Body like an athlete.
It's crazy. It's so funny. We don't record any of this shit.
Sorry, guys.
It's over.
It's just one and done. Oh man.
Oh shit, we got a clip. We got the exclusive Night Owls clip.
Interviewing the president, interviewing Governor DeSantis, citizen admitting that he meets Moldbug at the basement of a synagogue for some sort of gay chemsex orgy.
Dude, these spaces are always so fucking good.
All part of the game.
I love how Tao is like, no way, was Trump on Night Owls?
Yeah. It's a very good impersonation. Trump is a hard person to impersonate, so if you ever have somebody who can impersonate him, everyone's like, wow, it's actually a good Trump impersonator. It's why people went nuts over Jamie Foxx's impersonation of Trump, which that was like really good. But even the impersonator we had on was very, very good. He had the exact voice and mannerisms. Even the kind of like huffing sound he does is very good.
Well, that was actually Donald Trump, but if it wasn't, I hope God doesn't strike him blind and in a vegetative state like he did to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, we were going to say it's because of the vax, but it wasn't. It's because Trump heard his impression and just thought of it.
Wait.
He immediately was struck
Jamie
dead.
Foxx is like...
Is he actually dead yet? Has he like woken up?
I have no idea.
Is Jamie Foxx actually like fucking disabled?
Incredibly weird about it. It's like, he had like a hospital stay, can't be seen. I don't know. It's like,
what the fuck?
Scott's already pre-mad for when Jamie Foxx returns, and they immediately start saying that it's a clone and it's not actually him.
It's just
they're definitely gonna do that.
Just Denzel Washington.
Dude, they're definitely gonna have clones.
It's Denzel Washington playing Jamie Foxx, and it's obviously Denzel Washington. But Scott is like, no, it's obviously Jamie Foxx. You're all loony conspiracy theorists.
Dude, they're definitely.
DeMar Hamlin as Ray Charles.
Jamie Foxx conspiracy theories. They're going to be so awesome.
I love when they do the side-by-side. I can't get over that. Like, every time they do it, it's so funny to me. When they just do a side-by-side picture and they circle random shit on both of the people. It's supposed to, like, tell you everything. It's been, like, years of them doing that. I still find it so funny.
Has anybody ever seen Jamie Foxx and Michelle Obama in the same room at the same time?
No.
Only in Moldbug's basement.
So
that would be funny if Michelle actually runs for president, because the entire conservative media sphere would just be calling her Michael. And they would have to... There would definitely be like a crazy reporter to ask is like, when did you transition? at one of her press conferences, and she clearly is very thin-skinned, and she would have an epic moment, a heated gamer moment over that. But she's not gonna run for president.
I mean, I guess if Biden dies, he'll probably just fake that he's still alive. But if he like dies on camera and they can't hide it, she would be like a logical next choice.
Yeah,
And
she's not gonna run.
Who would be?
She would be incredibly terrible. She's really thin.
Who are you talking about? Who?
Michael Obama, but also Michelle. Michelle she's really thin-skinned. She doesn't like the heat. She doesn't like the getting any type of criticism. She would be terrible. I mean, people would be like, "Oh yeah," and she's like smart enough to realize like her whole image of herself would be destroyed by her being on the campaign trail, because she would just be an angry black woman the whole time. I mean, some ways they may like that, but I think some people would be turned off about her just like yelling at random constituents and stuff. So
I remember her saying that Barack could have been shot just like pumping gas.
Yeah,
Which she said that during the DC sniper incident.
Yeah, but Michelle ain't gonna run. If he somehow isn't running, it's still gonna be Newsom. I mean, there's nobody really there. They have a very shallow bench. It's just gonna be Newsom.
Yeah, why did Hannity interview him? I only watched like a clip of it where they were like very friendly, and it was like, look at Gavin Newsom own Sean Hannity with facts and logic, and I'm like, this is the angle that they're going with Newsom. He's like this aggressive, confrontational lib, but he's also like a moderate.
Well, he's just he is a liberal Chad, unfortunately, and I regret to say this because the idea of a President Newsom is terrifying me, but he is like a Chad. He does do very well in these interviews. He does like take over them, and the one thing is Hannity offered to do a debate between him and DeSantis is refusing, but Newsom is like, oh, of course, I'd love to have a Hannity-hosted debate between me and DeSantis, which that would be the worst thing in the world for DeSantis. Like, Newsom would, like, bully him so bad on there. We would rather have DeSantis look well in that because he's closer to our beliefs, but at the same time, Newsom, it would still be funny to see Newsom bully him.
Newsom, would he be taken down by any of the previous scandals that he was like, his affairs or anything like that? Or just no one even cares about that anymore? I don't think so. That is true. Yeah, no one cares anymore.
Oh no, he has like these affairs. It's like the guy he's running against has like multiple indictments, multiple affairs, and even an indictment over an affair he had. So yeah.
Actually, that would be pretty funny. Now I'm thinking about it. I would just start tweeting about that. I will never support an adulterer. # Trump 2024 MAGA.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know what they're going to do. Biden's not in good shape. Biden's rapidly declining, even more so than before. So I don't even know what they're going to do.
And they say that Fetterman has potential.
Did you see that clip? That was.
He's looking.
Wait, did he actually
a lot of
say
potential.
that?
Sky's the limit.
That was Katie Turr. She was like on the MSNBC panel with like Andrea Mitchell and a bunch of other weirdos, and she was just like, Fetterman as a potential president, and then she like pauses for a second. And she's like, listen, I know there are some variables.
The sad thing is, if he ran, somehow he would win. Like, we would all be like, there's no way Fetterman's going to win.
It's the logical continuation of American politics. Because
68.
Like,
oh, wow. I almost have everything for
order
Beelzebub.
is going into, like, the cosmic order is like, we're going to get this guy running for president. He's going to take the oath of office in his hoodie and his shorts, and his whole family are going to be in hoodies and shorts. That's even the weirder thing is, like, his whole family, for the family photos, they're all in hoodie and shorts, too. Like that's like
that's just how Americans dress now.
It's like the family uniform is this, and they're all
the American uniform.
And dude, if he ran, he would win because that's the cosmic order. It's pushing that.
He's our Caesar. He captures the Spenglerian world feeling. Like John, like you don't want to admit this, but yeah, Fetterman is like he's like the end of the dialectic. He's the culmination of the American form right now. He represents like
the logical
truest
end
parts of each of us.
American,
what if you were just a regular
like,
shit-lib Democrat, but you looked like a MAGA
experiment.
chud? Is like, yeah, he does solve it.
Yeah.
They were saying that he was like presidential potential before he had the stroke, so I guess they were like, well, let's just power through, you know. I was going to say it anyway.
The stroke has helped him. I mean, yeah, Donald Trump, we forget, but Donald Trump is a little senile too. Like when he was in office and you like go back and watch videos of him from 20 years ago, he's had some cognitive decline. But the fact that, you know, he only because he was followed up by Biden
if you don't have
like
both a heavy
super
cotton gray
alert in comparison. So we've just
and
been getting
also
like more and
bright
more
color
senile
Under
each
Armour
time.
hoodie, yeah,
So
for
like,
real.
yeah, it's just the logical progression is John Fetterman.
I see these clips of people talking to Fetterman at like congressional hearings or whatever, and it's so weird. It's so embarrassing. Like imagine you're just like this normal person, and this just like absolute like retard mongoloid who can't even put a sentence together starts like grilling you, and you're just supposed to like you're like looking to the side like am I supposed to pretend that was like a coherent statement that I could respond to? There's absolutely nothing there. Everything he says is just like it's like a guy's playing word association. He never expresses like a coherent full thought.
Even aside
and everyone
from
just stands around him, just standing
from
there.
being retarded, he is like the way he's treated is like the culmination of American politics. It's like wokeness fully realized, because it's like here's this person who's objectively, you know, he's retarded. He's retarded. We have a retarded president, and like everyone's just constantly talking about, you know, what a good speaker he is and how inspiring he is.
Yeah, liberals are pretty well trained at this point.
Primal Force, that's actually
to just
concerning.
kind of ignore that stuff and pretend everything's fine for like multiple other demographics. That's a pretty good take.
Thank you.
Well, because they never suffer. They never like I've spoken about this before a lot. Like they never suffer the status hit.
Right.
So like they can literally elect Fetterman, who's just like a retard, and they never get associated with like Fetterman types. And a lot like the idea, like you know, if you remember like the last one really I guess was Trump. Trump was like this like complete idiot. But then even before that, like that was like kind of the normal course of Republican politics. Like when John McCain picked Sarah Palin, the first thing the media did was try to like pigeonhole her as like an absolute retard because she like underperformed. That's the thing though, she wasn't like any. It was such a joke about America even back then. Like she wasn't like noticeably less impressive or articulate than like the average Democrat or like Republican politician. Like there's that black guy Hank something where he's on video grilling some like general, asking them like if they can't, if like they're gonna put too much equipment on the island of Guam, because if they like put too much weight on the island, it's gonna tip over. And the guy just looks at him like, what? Arturo, you know his name?
Hank Johnson.
Hank Johnson.
He might be.
Hank Johnson.
He might be. I'm sure he's retarded in general, but that's actually like a reasonable question. Like, can you tell me why it wouldn't tip over? Can you explain to me why it wouldn't?
It's a fucking island, nigga.
Just think about it, man.
No, so that's not a reasonable question. He's like a completely retarded nigger. But then like a lot of the Democrats have that dynamic where like their whole, it's not the base, but it's like their whole party, like a huge chunk of their party establishment are made up of just like openly retarded black people and like senile Jews that are like pushing 90. And they never get like saddled with like being the party of retarded people.
And scooting away from the podium after they shit their pants.
And like Republicans, like, oh, this guy, he comes from the Bible Belt. He might not believe in evolution. Where did you even go to college? And it's like your whole party is the party of retarded people. You have this like upper crust of like college-educated white shit libs that they kind of like call the shots, but they really don't. They're just like the financial support. Like they just do whatever like trannies and black people kind of tell them to do. They're like the functionaries. They're high IQ. They're very well accomplished, like high achieving people overall. But you know, they're just complete normies who are just like twisted and warped to like the spirit of the times or whatever. And so it's like totally appropriate to say like, yeah, Democrats are the like completely retarded party. But like, if you start saying that, I feel like you would just immediately get caught in like some sort of racial like controversy, because the implication would be like quite clear. With Republicans, you were allowed to say it for so long because they were coded as white, and you can't, like no one was ever gonna ask you like 20 years ago, like, well, like who in the Republican Party do you think is like dumb? Like what, like, you know what I mean? Like the way they grill you over like what do you mean by they? Like who are you referring to?
Well, here's
and of course, with the few black Republicans like Herschel Walker, they get up, who is genuinely retarded from brain injury. They can just get away with it and do a double standard.
Very true.
Like, he's not. They act like he was like particularly dumb, but like he's kind of just like a normal black politician, like bipartisan, across party lines. Like he really is just like, he kind of just fits the mold. But yeah, for some reason, like they were able to call him out like he was uniquely embarrassing. Not really.
The Fright Night speech was particularly rambling, and he did not remember the name of the movie. Otherwise, I would defend. I mean, that was a fine speech. Otherwise,
Oh, B Scott was probably dying.
What the fuck?
So, you know, if Fetterman, it's obviously a long shot.
I think us
just
online
hypothetically,
people
if Fetterman
do
did run,
like need that
get the
like,
nomination, maybe even if he won. I think Richard Hanani,
like
it would
that,
be
like,
good for no
wake-up
other
call every
reason
once in a
than that
while
Richard
that,
Hanani would be
like these
in a
people
weird
are in the
situation,
real
because so much of
world,
his
and,
brand
like,
at this point
this is kind of the
look
spirit
at
of the
these dumb
times, and
Republicans,
it's like really
they're
disturbing,
so low
frankly.
status, and they're so stupid. These dumb you just have like an actual brain damaged retard on the other side. Do you think
who's he's wearing sweatpants and a hoodie? That's not signaling high status.
Yeah,
like when you encounter liberals in the wild,
it,
it's like finding like a wild animal. It's like there are people
Can you
this
imagine
fucking
Hanania
stupid.
rebranding?
It's
No,
really weird.
He's very firm in his beliefs. He would
Like
never
these,
change. He would just stick
these
it out.
fucking types.
True believer,
I do not
But
want
we should all. I agree. We should all vote for.
He's
John
actually
Fetterman.
flip-flopped like several times though.
We should all vote for John Fetterman just to own Richard Hanania for like one day until he just deletes his tweets and changes his views again.
Yeah.
But for that one day, it'll be worth it. It'll be very funny.
Like going to McDonald's and asking for
Cool
the
dude, but I totally
Look,
get what you're getting at. Yeah.
Go to McDonald's and ask for the Fetterman burger. Go to
I
McDonald's.
don't
and
know.
ask for the Fetterman
I've never
toasted.
asked like a normal dude. A normal dude's never asked me about my pronouns. Seems.
Hanania did a whole tweet thread
That
about
would
how
make
great
me
Biden's
fucking
doing.
double take.
Well, Republicans love to obsess over the Democrats' purported identity politics. Here's a thread of the stuff Biden's actually doing, and it's like, oh, he's lowering prescription. It's just like, dude, come on.
He's one of those. He's a funny guy. Like I feel like I'm one of the. I can't be the only person that responds to things like this, but like, there's this idea that like you're like this public facing person. You use your name and face, so like everything you have to say. Everything you say gets like this extra amount of attention.
He was with his GF.
Which is like so weird to me. It's like, no, Hanani is just like an angry
But
troll. He's obviously an angry troll. It's like I feel like people
that's
just
weird.
misdiagnose things so quickly. It's like you just read a few tweets of his and you're just like, oh, this guy's like super mad all the time, but he's just posing as like this like calm, rational thinker. He's obviously like highly emotive and driven by massive resentment for his enemies, or the fact that he's just thinking he's like having fun. And it's just like, yeah, if you just put like a retarded anonymous Abby on his shit, people would just recognize what he was doing. Like it would be like a Radfem Hitler to your thing. It's just like people have this. They kind of automatically grant this like subconscious level of respect to people because, yeah, they use their full name or they have like.
They're like, wow, this guy's really important. And
bio.
he's saying this. That's his face. That's his real name. This matters.
I mean, and,
Oh, is that Richard Hanania Jewish or something?
No, he's like Palestinian.
He's Palestinian.
He's Palestinian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's from Chicago.
He looks Jewish though.
He's
Yeah,
from
he can't be
Chicago.
Jewish. He's from Chicago.
My guy.
Greatest poster city in the country.
Do we know how T777 is doing? Has he been released from prison? Is he still in a jail cell somewhere?
Well, should we ask his co-host?
I was gonna say maybe we got T777 in the space if we could, but our good friend Soso was blocked by Thomas 777 after they tried to do a space, and I don't think Thomas first time it's understandable, couldn't figure it out.
I need to get that
just
by
blocked
Sojo, actually.
Soso.
Oh, 2-0 dimes. I could probably just like slap it on somewhere. I don't know.
Their DMs were so funny. He was just so mad.
I don't know if I ever saw it.
Yeah, he was so frustrated, like immediately. Like he went from 0 to 100, like one exchange. It was like here.
Did Scott leave?
What's up?
Did Scott leave immediately when you said the N-word?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I think he probably did.
That's fine. Oh no, what's gonna happen to him? Are they gonna get? Is he gonna get canceled?
It's over.
I don't use slurs. What do you? That's like an unfair. That's an unfair accusation. I reject that characterization.
No one said nigger in here like even one speaker.
Yeah.
Wait, Ace, were we gonna ask him? Did you wait?
The N-word.
Yeah, we need the Thomas 777 update.
Everything is A-OK.
Let's go.
However, we are protesting the police in a very violent manner.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Peacefully.
Let's kill them.
No, I disavow
Yeah,
violence.
I don't support that message. I'm gonna optics cuck here.
Didn't 9 people just get killed in Chicago for the Father's Day weekend? Yeah, they said 55 people were shot, 9 people were killed. It's so funny. Like everyone just has to look straight and like not say anything about that, even though it's just like unbelievable, or it should be.
If Future lived in Chicago, you would hear even more sirens in Hong Kong. Just twice as many.
Did you guys see the Father's Day community notes? They're like, actually, black people don't have dads.
Elon Musk just like leaves a laughing emoji under one of them.
What the fuck?
No, I didn't see where they're actually.
Yeah,
they're
I
actually
retweeted
tweeting
it.
out that was giving like illegitimacy
I
statistics.
retweeted the End Wokeness account, so it was worth it though.
I love how you said that so shameful.
Yeah.
That's how Citizen sounds when he goes into the Moldbug synagogue.
I'm always proud to, unlike Citizen, I'm always proud to.
I'm not ashamed at all.
So, let the record show.
This is how you win.
I do like that the bigger kind of like conservative meme accounts are definitely more right wing and getting closer to the issues that matter these days than like maybe 2016. Like the Stop Liberals accounts, like this, and Wokeness has some stuff that goes beyond the typical conservative fare, so to speak.
Well, did Martyr Maid retweet you, or did he just defend you and fight on the same side as you? Because he went after Deneen and was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? No one's racist against black people. This is America."
Yeah, no, he, I don't know if he retweeted, he did provide some covering fire, and...
That turret.
Yeah, his tweet was one of the bigger ones that got a lot of engagement, so... Good to him.
I couldn't,
that tweet, if I could just say real quick, that Deneen tweet that he replied to, Deneen's one reply to me, has like 700,000 views. That's more than like the OP in the thread that I did. So most people saw Deneen say, yeah, racism's a big problem in America. Which is like pretty epic because it's, I don't know, man, it's not, even from his perspective, it's a pretty weak response. Like if you're to the left of the average MAGA mom, the average person in a Trump rally on racial issues, then yeah, I think that's it's a victory.
He just wrote a book. He's just publishing a brand new book called like Regime Change.
I think you're right, Pat, but that's like all the more reason to attack him for it. Like he probably actually does. He probably doesn't believe that racism is a huge problem in America. It's just like a platitude you have to repeat if you're like trying to be a serious pundit. But we should fucking beat that out of people, metaphorically.
Yeah,
like that just stop being like this stock thing to say.
I agree with the prescription there, but I don't know. Is he? Maybe you're more familiar with him than me. I feel like he probably does think racism's a big issue. He probably doesn't. It's what these types do is they don't frame it in the same way as the left, but they would still say differences in group outcomes are probably due to latent white supremacy or something of the sort. And where he would diverge from leftists is, again, in prescriptions. He wants like the economic intervention. So it's like he's like a Democrat from the 90s. It's not even like he's like some crazy Marxist. He's just a Democrat that doesn't like.
Wait, can I? Yeah. I want to give like a spur genealogy here of what went wrong. Okay. So I was just reading Jim Cobb's book, Against Inclusiveness from 2013. Okay, so Jim Cobb is like basically a contemporary with Deneen, right? He's a lawyer. He lives in New York. You can find him on Twitter. He's written a few books over the 2010s. He wrote a book called The Tyranny of Liberalism, and then in 2013 he wrote this book Against
Is
Inclusiveness.
it pronounced James Cobb? It's James Kalb, I assume. That's how it's spelled.
Oh, I don't know. I just call him Cobb. Yeah, K-A-L-B. I don't know how to pronounce it. I only saw it in writing. He used to write for Chronicles regularly, and I really liked him because he was kind of offering. That's what I mean. It's interesting to me because now
He used to write for venerable websites like Front Porch Republic, Crisis Magazine, and the original AlternativeRight.com.
Yeah, he still writes for
Jim's
he still writes for
contributor.
Crisis.
Yeah,
and he would write for Catholic World Report, and so I was Catholic and he was Catholic. He would kind of incorporate it into his own political critique. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. But generally, what he would do would give these kind of high-minded conceptual critiques of post-60s liberalism, which is kind of if anyone here is familiar with Zippy Catholic's blog, Zippy. Actually, it's funny. He got converted to this through being made fun of, actually by people like me. I remember I called him retarded one time and told him to read a book, and he actually did. And he ended up being a rather influential blogosphere guy. But so this is kind of what Deneen, the kind of place he comes out of. He wrote that book called Why Liberalism Failed, and in a lot of ways, it just apes the kind of what Jim Kalb's doing. And a lot of the older paleocons would do, which is they couldn't say just be racist or we have to end affirmative action and stuff. So they would start talking about the problems or the incoherence with the philosophy of egalitarianism and stuff. And that was fine as far as it goes. But what happens is it's such vague language that after 2018 around, some of these guys were able, or they were either pressured or they were being cynical or whatever, but they kind of realized that their language could cut both ways. And they could sound like they were giving these basically reactionary critiques of liberal philosophy, political philosophy or whatever, contemporary society, the legal profession or whatever, and but they didn't actually have to cash it out in terms of policy.
They could keep advocating libtard policies, and arguably they were fulfilling their rhetoric by doing that.
Yeah, and so the interesting thing about Jim Cobb is that if you read his 2013 book Against Inclusiveness, he'll go into these kind of philosophical speculations on the problem with liberalism is this is a philosophy where the point of government is the total equal satisfaction of individual preferences, and basically all of the aspects of your identity like sex and race and religion aren't allowed to matter in the public sphere or whatever. And again, this is exactly how Deneen would talk. I remember when I used to read him, that's the kind of stuff he would talk about. And then at the end, Jim Cobb would be like, so when we get rid of this, we're just going to have to get rid of welfare in the Civil Rights Act and make sure that no black pilots can fly planes anymore. And you're just yeah, that's a pretty.
Yeah, didn't you say he's you made it sound like he's putting that anecdote in there pretty often, just and by the way, yeah, those black pilots probably not gonna fly.
Yeah, a lot of the passages in his book would end with it almost felt like he was giving it away to Steve Saylor, Steve Saylor, take it from here, because the point of the paleocon critiques of liberalism were you can't build a society where human differences don't matter. And if you decide that human differences do matter, you're gonna have to just bite the bullet and accept some form of discrimination, and you're gonna have to get rid of having anti-discrimination policy as the highest ethical philosophy of your society. And anyone listening to that in this space would naturally understand that that's a right-wing thing to say, right? Because you're literally saying that you're trying to justify in the abstract discriminatory policy.
You're affirming inequality, natural inequality.
Yeah, exactly. Or at the very least you're advocating, which these guys would do, which is a libertarianism, where it's okay, we're not going to have the government mandate a policy like segregation or whatever, but just the old libertarians would say, it's if people want to do that, the government can't stop them. It shouldn't step in to stop them because you're basically interfering with people's ability to freely associate or whatever. But what happened with like some of these other guys like Vermule and a lot of the guys you called out, like Sorab Amari is doing this too. It's very interesting. This is almost like a weird defense of them, but it's not. Basically, I feel like in the 2010s, people thought that like this kind of critique of liberalism was only going to come from the right, but actually it started coming from the left. That like not in the sense that like equality is like an incoherent philosophy for a government, but that equality actually isn't good enough, which is like kind of true. As like a right-wing internet fascist, I actually agree with this. That like mere equality is actually an insufficient principle for governing society. And so the problem that these guys faced was that like essentially in the 2010s, like just like everything, like we talk about this, Citizen, like the media would say like you got to be afraid of right-wing people, what they're doing. But in reality, like it was left-wing people that were doing whatever the media was accusing right-wing people of doing. This kind of applies here, where like a lot of wokeness was like critiquing the principle of equality, saying that it's not good enough. We need something more. And they kind of won out. And so I feel like guys like Deneen or even Sorab Amari and like, I don't really know about Vermule. I haven't really read anything from him in a while or whatever, but like they kind of realized this and they were like, oh, our rhetoric actually can like dovetail with this quite nicely because we spent all this time critiquing liberalism, but we never actually said like get rid of affirmative action or things like that. Like we never actually, like I said, cashed it out in like particular policy. So now that like you're not allowed to do that, we can just kind of like say that we agree with like certain foundational premises of modern leftism and kind of like get away with it, you know?
Yeah, it's ultimately a safe. That's why, like, populist pundit, some of these tweets, like, man, I'm gonna get canceled for supporting industrial policy and, child tax credits and whatever else.
Is that a lot of yours all?
No, it's actually not. For the record,
way.
No, it isn't.
Are you shitting?
He just retweets him a lot.
He's got that personality too.
Right. I don't know if you're here.
No, it's a good account. Yeah, it's
I think I should like
very distinct.
I just want to say that like Jim
get the fuck out of this dungeon and save because I haven't saved since I got here.
Blog. And like if you go back and read what they were writing like 2002, 2003, it basically like
home.
3 stages, literally like everything that we talk about. Like he already saw like liberalism is is predicated on what's the phrase? Unprincipled exceptions, all that stuff. Like,
yeah, that's what Auster used to write about a lot, yeah.
But there was really no, Auster was very blunt and artistic about it, but I mean, it's like there was no kind of nice way to put it into policy. So I can sort of see why these guys tried to soften it as opposed to just spinning their wheels, even though it was shocking.
Yeah, like now people on Twitter, some of the younger guys, they have like no appetite for it because like kind of understandably, like partly because of people like Deneen, right? Where like if they hear you giving like a more philosophical criticism, they're immediately kind of suspect because they're just like, no, just like say the N-word because you have to show us that like you're not using this like high-minded language or whatever as like a way of rationalizing your libtardism or as a way of like entryism.
I go back and forth on whether the post-liberals, I mean, there's like a lot of them, so it's like, there's like several pundits. They're not like popular, but there's like, there's individuals. I'm not sure like in general whether they're, they're people who cucked or whether they're people who were always trying to be subversive. I kind of now lean towards believing that they're just all really dumb. Patrick Deneen, famously, he was at the same HL Macon Club meeting that Darren Beatty got fired from the Trump White House for attending. And it's like, well, yeah, he was like there. Patrick Deneen was sitting next to, Paul Gottfried and Peter Brimelow. Why was he sitting next to these evil people? Is it because he shared their views, or is it he's just stupid? Like he's just stupid. Like even by his own admission, he's either like crypto or he's retarded.
Yeah, because but that's what's weird. It's kind of like to his discredit because the only reason you can ask that, Citizen, is because he really did. I don't know if you were reading him over the past like 15 years or whatever, but like he really did make a career off of never having to talk about the issues directly whatsoever. So like, he would get together with like someone like Paul Gottfried, but like he would offer these critiques of liberalism that were just like repackaged versions of what Gottfried was doing. Or again, like I recommend Against Inclusiveness. It's not a long book. You should read Jim Cobb. He's really good. The reason I read it was because he just released a new book like a month ago. I didn't read it though because I couldn't steal a PDF of it. So yeah, that's basically my rule. But yeah, like these guys would associate with far-right people. And anyone you see right now who's not an open leftist, who's like a pundit or an intellectual who isn't part of like the establishment National Review type like relic stuff, at some point in between 2000 and 2015, they hung out with Richard Spencer. Like, that's pretty much an iron rule of politics. And like, it's just a weird thing because like, you know, back then, like Citizen, you would never have thought necessarily that like just knowing who Patrick Deneen was standing next to would end up becoming like a kind of like this indictment of his current politics. You know, like you just thought, oh well, look, these are two people that are kind of okay. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like you weren't trying to build a case against him, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think he's just dumb.
Did you guys see Sora Amari's tweets that I posted today? We should. I want to hear you guys make fun of him for this. Also, I'm that Black Pastor who wrote the Juneteenth article for Fox News replied to me. It's pretty funny, but
Did he actually?
yeah, I don't know if there's as much to say about that. Let me pull up the. Where's this? Here we go.
The only thing I keep focusing, like people keep like making me focus on, is how little engagement Sorab gets.
And they care about it so
much,
like, which is it's great.
Yeah. Well, because I guess I noticed it at first, but I feel like now I notice it every single time, like because everyone kept talking about it. Now it's like the first thing I notice, where it's like, damn, because you know, yeah, his move to Compact made him get like clouded up, totally undeserved. So actually, in my opinion, he gets the level of engagement that his work merits. I mean, that's kind of like a mean thing to say, but it's true.
It's just natural. It's natural inequality.
Yeah, well, and it just doesn't appeal. It's just like kind of a nerd thing that appeals to certain, like even just like a very specific subset of DC policy, like young conservative types. They had a falling out to some degree with the NatCon type, so it's even more ghettoized. But I want to address a critique that just very quickly that some people had in my replies.
Patrick Casey, you need to use this opportunity of, you know, getting into a feud and owning Sora Amari to get back into the good graces of Yoram Hazoni. National conservatism is waiting. Come home.
Return to your masters.
I mean, yeah, I have my disagreements with that scene, but at least on the issues, it's better than the post libs. And hey, they bring Alex Kashuda and Gottfried and Beatty. I can say that, but yeah. We'll see. Maybe I'll entirely sell out. Stay tuned. But
just two Jews and Alex Kashuda, whatever she is.
Yeah, German Romanian.
You know, she's an ethnic German. You know that I questioned her. I asked her straight up.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that some people were like, "Well, I've never heard of these people. Why does this matter?" But just a basic rehashing of like political right-wing ideology is actually small amounts of people can do a lot of damage. How many neocons were there originally? I don't think we're headed towards a post-lib takeover, but I mean, Vermeulen was given some type of appointment by Trump, so these people aren't totally. They're not just random bloggers. So you know, even if the post-liberal takeover of the conservative movement isn't anywhere near there. It's just something to keep in mind that, like, yeah, no, these people should be critiqued even though they're not. Maybe even more than, like, I don't know, the bigger, like, the Jordan Petersons and so forth. But anyways, look at these tweets here. So I went through some of his replies last night, and these, I don't know if it's something about the new Twitter with replies or whatever, but these tweets all had, like, 400 views.
Imagine if I killed myself
24, 48 hours after the fact. So one night, it looks like Sorab stayed up and was repeatedly posting this same Woody Allen clip. And if you look at the Woody Allen clip, if you watch it, it's like 50 seconds. and someone was like, he's talking
this thing has high
about
counter,
Nazis, and he says,
and I could literally kill myself at any moment.
how do you even, make fun of or criticize someone who's a Nazi? They're wearing the boots, it's beyond critique. He's like, you just have to use violence. He just repeatedly says, like, it's just literally punch a Nazi to clip. And so Sorab is just seething after everything that went down this week, which started with his... I mean, it's an ongoing feud, but he published that dumb article in the Unabomber, about the Unabomber, and it was just an excuse to attack BAP in a very underhanded way. And so I did the thread, and people were piling on, and he's just... it ended with him just posting these clips of Woody fantasizing about beating up Bronze Age pervert, which is... isn't that the most pathetic thing?
Sounds good. He wouldn't be the first. He wouldn't be the first.
Who would win the fight?
I mean, that's pretty much like a rite of passage for people that self-destruct on Twitter at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's even Conpot and Logo. I think they didn't. I don't know if they reached that point, right, where they were like, I'm gonna beat him up. He's a Nazi. Much, but
also, you could probably beat up both of them and Sorab Amari all at the same time. I don't know why a guy why would he be talking about violence? Amari, he's like a little dude. He has a really high-pitched voice. He's like not a very impressive dude. You could just rock him with nasty body shots and crumple him to the ground
when I'm
quickly.
threatening people with political terrorism, I like to use gifs of Woody Allen.
Woody Allen making a self-deprecating joke about how non-violent he is himself.
Yeah, I was gonna actually ask that, Cromwell. Like, I didn't watch the clip, but I can't imagine someone's non-ironically, Woody Allen would just be like, yeah, we just need to kill these fucking guys.
Without even looking at the clip or recalling what it's from, I 100% guarantee the joke is that he is a non-violent person and non-threatening. And it's probably, I'm sure, even in his delivery, it's about how lame he is.
I don't know if I said it. It's from Manhattan, and it's funny.
Oh, then yes, if it's from Manhattan, yeah.
When you watch it, I don't know, it's totally ruined by present day anti-Semitic Jews being great. Because Woody Allen making the joke, it's funny.
I take it back. Sir Abamori's cool because he's posting cunny-pilled films like Manhattan.
That's the Straussian reading, yeah.
Is it in the movie theater scene in Manhattan?
Is
it's been a while since I've seen it.
He's getting interviewed in front of a movie theater, yeah.
Also, it's just so it's supposed to be this is the cool new ideology, reheated Amy Therese 2018 takes, and his grand answer to all of his critics is punch a Nazi.
Yeah, well, that's why it's so
you could just
fundamentally...
Your aunt would tell you that. You can just tell,
Well, that's why it is so funny, because the whole punch a
years.
Nazi meme, it's you've never seen an intimidating person wearing that shirt. There are totally people left of center who might, train, boxing or lift, or just be big guys who, would want to punch Nazis, but, the only people who express it in that way, online, offline, it's never the type that you would be intimidated by. So Sorab has joined those ranks, and it's quite fitting.
More like Soyrab. Mari.
You know what I was thinking
about?
Tell
my libtard mom, I'm a Nazi mom.
You know what I was thinking about too? Is, he's what, Iranian? All of the Persian people I've met who are right-wing are almost more right-wing than me. That's not an argument for more Iranian immigration, but that's not I don't know, that's not a group that when they enter right-wing politics, it's really typical to see that resentment.
Well, that's because those Iranians, those are Jews, and Zerba Mari is a Persian. That's why that's happening.
Wow.
You bite
with
tongue.
Jews.
I'm
with
literally
Jews,
texting satire.
Yeah.
I'm literally texting satire right now to tell him what you said.
Tell him that. Tell him he's excluded though. Sorab Amari's.
He's going to tell him. He's going to tell you that he's half Jewish, probably.
Sorab Amari would never bring double buffs.
Stop projecting.
Yes, that's right. That's correct.
Sorab Amari would never go to 0-10 top lane. So.
They would. Well, just tell him that Timo's a Nazi.
It's actually funny that
Vermule didn't respond, did he? I haven't seen a Vermule tweet in months.
He's checked out from political stuff. He's not
black
as... He has the worst statements on record, but he's not as involved, so...
Well, he
Oh yeah. This reminds me of.
He's like an advisor to Marco Rubio, so his
Oh, is he really?
Okay. That's non-starter right there. Like his political career, he hitched his wagon to the wrong other wagon.
That's pretty much true of a lot of these guys, and also Vermeule's like crew, the Left Cats. They basically hitched their wagon to Bernie 2020, and when that flamed out, I pretty much never saw them again. You just see Mecha making like a few mad points while being really bad. And no, but Vermeule, the thing, I was looking through your thread and like it was so weird because there was an excerpt of Vermeule talking about why like he agrees with the COVID vaccine mandates because it's like supportive, it supports the common good. And I was like reading this and like, you know, I'm Catholic and like I have to always cuck on these things because I can't just like make fun, like I can really, but like in my like spurred heart, I can't make fun of, just like dismiss a phrase like the common good when it's being like abused that.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, this actually means something. So I posted, people should look this up. I posted it like maybe once or twice on Twitter, but I quote tweeted that one with this other guy who's Edward Feser, is F-E-S-E-R. He's a Catholic philosopher, and he just got on Twitter recently, and he's really good. People should follow him. And he wrote this blog post about the vaccine mandates and like the relationship between the common good. And it was really, really good. And it was just so funny because I never saw that Vermeule piece. And when I saw his, I was like, this could have been written in crayon. Like, this is so unimpressive intellectually compared to Feser's like very kind of extensive, in-depth take.
Yeah.
Like his whole reasoning was just laid out. That's what he's good for. Like Feser's been around for at this point like over 10 years doing work. He's overall very good. He's very conservative, but most of his stuff is on like philosophy and natural theology and stuff. But when I saw that Vermeule take, it was just like, yeah, the common good is about the safety of the citizens, and the vaccine mandate is about the safety of the citizens. So I don't see what's the problem. We should throw you in jail and kill your parents if you don't want to get a needle injected in your arm against your will. And I was just like, wow, this is a Harvard professor. Like it was just really bad.
Yeah, Vermeule's entire ideology is
free fucking money.
It's not even an ideology.
That's
it's just
my
stupid.
ideology.
It's just like,
free
what if
fucking
we
money.
did good things and didn't do bad things, and you know, it's completely meaningless. It can be applied to anything, used to justify anything.
And the thing about him is that like he was actually rather combative when he was on Twitter, and Deneen is kind of a pussy.
Let's fight.
So I don't know why it was like Citizen. Remember we did the space where Lomez came in because he wrote that piece for First Things, and like Deneen was the one that attacked him, and we were just like speculating on like who put a gun to this guy's head.
This volume
because like if you follow Patrick Deneen, he's not a particularly combative, confrontational, aggressive guy. Like Vermeule is the type of person that was like quote tweeting people,
he was sitting next to Peter
blocking people.
and he didn't punch him, so it can't be that
Allow me
confrontational.
to confirm the crimes you've
Yeah, like
committed thus
Vermeule
far.
basically was
You had
like Taleb,
suspicions that this
like this
world was
really kind of
dangerous,
acerbic,
yet you threw my
like you know, you don't know what he's gonna say next, you don't know what he's gonna do. He's really, he's like mean to people. He's like quote tweeting all his replies and shit. And then Deneen is like, yeah, he's rather boring.
He's probably deleted all of his old tweets. Adrian Vermeule,
Not only that, but you duped Namatame into taking over your murder attempts while you watched like a spectator at a game. When the disappeared stopped dying, you sent a warning letter to ensure more victims. Even when a copycat killer arose, you had the gall as a detective to eliminate a suspect under investigation. 2 people died in the last 6 months, and a young girl is now in critical condition. But that's not all. If at any turn something had gone wrong, many more would have succumbed. All for some foolish excitement, like a criminal reveling in the chaos he creates.
And even now, I wouldn't share them, but I would just, it would be like funny to look back at them.
Yeah?
You know, you
So
can't,
what's your
'cause,
point?
I would just like,
All I did was put people in here. It's the
Yeah, it's like
world
old
that really
Camp
kills
Pod
them,
tweets,
isn't
you know,
it?
I don't have anything against
This
the guy. I
world
hope his
reflects
family's-
people's
Society.
thoughts.
I hope his family's doing
Which,
wonderfully.
oh
I'm not
dear,
gonna-
does
I'm
that
gonna
mean the
see
real
Catherine with
culprits
all
are
his
everyone on the
transphobia. That's
outside,
like, you know, I don't
including
wanna do
you?
that. I agree with him. Those are really good tweets.
Do not
To
punish
hell
the
with that!
Conqueror.
You did that stuff knowing full well those people were gonna die.
Was it a gab?
That's not a crime, then what is?
No, you just said nigger on Gab.
You're
just said
so
nigger.
self-righteous.
No, the funniest one I had, actually, Citizen, I think you're the one that sent it to me. The funniest
everything
old
you could have
Camp Pod
been,
tweet was,
didn't you
it was a
specifically
screenshot of a
choose to
video
join
of
the
this, like,
police?
trans woman.
Don't make me laugh. Just because someone joins the police doesn't make them some kind of agent of justice.
This really gross
You know why I
tranny.
applied?
And,
So I could legally
Campoff put his
carry a
own
gun.
quote instead of
That's
what the
all.
guy actually said.
You'd be
He was like,
surprised how many are like that.
Can you make sure that no
I
one's
thought it would be
allowed
fun
to say
too,
anything to me
but
that
to
would
tell
make
the
me
truth,
second guess what I
it was
did
a
to
wash.
myself?
Everyone around me was such an idiot. I made one tiny mistake, and they all got on my case and sent me out here to Nowheresville as punishment. I was bored shitless and wondering what to do next.
The one who kneeled on George Floyd's neck.
For crying out loud!
Excellent.
Why
excellent
a bastard
content.
like you?
True to
A
form.
gift for having to put up with this lame job out in Nowheresville, I guess.
I want to see that.
I did that stuff because I could, and it got interesting, so I watched.
After the
That's
the
your
little
reason?
white bathroom
You can't be serious.
male bathroom
You
symbol, little
really
white
don't
figures,
care what happens to
so
our
the black
world?
ones spreading out from Africa.
Let's be
to all
honest.
the white
There's nothing great about the real world, is there?
about.
It's just dull and annoying
Yeah,
as
I know,
hell.
Why
No
do
one
you
accepts
have
that
that
sort
It
of
actually
thing
went
anymore.
postal.
They're just stuck
I
with
have
it
that
because they
little
can't
graphic
deny it.
That's literally his reason
Those
for
who
killing
actually
people.
succeed in
It's
life
pretty fucking
just
great.
happen to be born with the magic ticket called talent. If you don't have it, you can either accept or deny that fact until you die. That's your only choice. Once you realize that, all you have left in life is despair.
What's the Nemitz quote?
The ultimate game over.
We're gonna lose in
Wouldn't it be
ways
better
that
if that
we
kind of
never even
reality was
imagined
wiped away?
before.
That's complete BS.
Brats like you are
Did
so
you see,
damn naive.
what's
You
his
piss
name?
me off. Listen,
Jesus the super
you might
Jew.
have hopes and dreams right now, but
Did
that's
you see
only
the-
because
the
you know
big
nothing
lefty guy,
about
what's his
reality.
name, Nathan something,
One day
posted
you'll
that
see.
No, it wasn't-
You'll
it
be
wasn't
faced
that
with the
guy.
boring reality that boxes
No, it
you
was
in,
Jesus the
no
super
matter
Jew.
where you go.
You're the only boring thing here. If you want to disappear, go ahead. Stop dragging us into it.
Stop yelling, punk. I understand you're all afraid and gotta act tough to cover it up. Jeez. I'm telling you all this based on my own experience in life. Think about it for a second. Once everyone turns into shadows, they'll still keep on living, oblivious to all the things around them. So how's that different from the way it is now? No. This'll make things much easier
Alright,
for everyone.
So he posted the title after, so
What the
you'll have
hell
to
are you
wait
talking
till the
about?
title, it
Come
comes in
on.
the second
How many
tier. So I
people
would
out
assume
there
this
actually
is how
think
he
about what's
intended it.
real or what's
Alright,
right
listen.
and wrong? Next to none, I bet. It's useless to think about those things in the first place. You don't get anything out of facing reality, and
Yeah,
there's
you'd have
no
no
way
idea
to
what
change
it's
it
about
either.
till you
I mean,
see the title at the end.
what
Oh, hey,
could be
Rev.
more
Okay,
boring
so
than
let's
brooding
go.
over things you can't
I loathe
change?
this evil country
It's better to
and
just
hate its
ignore
wicked
them
ways.
and believe
I
only what
loathe
you
the
want to
vile
believe in life.
foreigners who
Doesn't
shower
that
with
sound a lot
praise.
easier? It
I
would be
spit on
awesome
its
if everyone's
rainbow
life
flag
could be that
and
easy.
stomp on its
No
black
matter who you
fists.
are,
I
your
curse its
lifespan is
serpents
about
and
80
drag
years or so,
its
right?
lies.
Then it'd be easier if we all just became
I glare at its
shadows.
gods of vice.
No need to hold back
Maybe I
anything.
should
No more
keep the
pretending we
night
don't
owls
see
a little bit louder.
And the poem's title is The United States.
Oh, that's
I assume it's
actually.
supposed to be sung to the tune of that, like a Civil War song. What's it called?
You know what? I'm
Yeah,
gonna
maybe I should have
keep
sung it
that
like that.
screenshot
Yeah, you've got the,
just in case I ever.
It reminds me
Need
of
it
that
for
classic
anything.
poem that we all studied in school. I don't know. I believe it was Longfellow. Social
Honestly,
distance
we don't need
remains
our world
persistent.
anymore. Better
Is that
to
the
let it be
title of it?
swallowed up and for
That sounds vaguely familiar. I have to say,
No,
I've
no,
spent.
It's the that was the logo
Reminds me
poem.
of that poem. No tats classy. Met her at a DeSantis rally.
Yeah.
So that was the logo. Logo wrote this poem during COVID. That was so fucking funny that I want to get it tattooed on me. Social distance remains persistent. It's just such an iconic opening.
He's got a knack for the really great lines. What was the other one? With the libidinal flick of his hazel eyes. You remember that? Like after his book came out, everyone was posting that.
So I'll be looking at the Mean Girls.
Well, because he had like part of Selfie Suicide free, so that's what 99% of people read was like the little excerpt, and then he tried to spin it as a like it was like, well, I just made that, it was intentionally bad to troll you. Yeah. Oh, so the only part of the book that's available if you don't buy the book is bad. That's a brilliant.
That's like to be fair, that's like everything. He's always like, I'm the spider, and you just came right into my head.
So
Where's Theognis? I just added Theognis. Where is he?
If you give in and sever your ties to human society,
Was that the whole
you will
poem?
naturally become
I just read the screenshot. There might have been more. I'm sorry.
There's another part. There's another screenshot right beneath it.
Oh no, we only got half of them. one of the greatest Nemet's writing poetry is so funny because this is Night Owl's lore. One time Nemet's came into the space, as he's like want to do occasionally, and someone mentioned Ezra Pound, and he said, "Who's that?" And we were like, "Oh, he's just like this really famous 20th century, poet." And I think it was Nick Citizen that was talking a little bit about Pound. And then in the middle of us talking about something else, Nemetz was like, "Oh, these are terrible." And we were like, "What are you talking about?" And he was Googling Ezra Pound poems. And then he started reading them out loud on the space, and he was like, "Why does anyone like this? This is absolute
This will probably
garbage.
be
I
our
can't
last
even believe
battle.
this." And then he
Okay,
left
bro.
the space.
I'm glad Patrick
Dude,
found that
Nemetz is
funny.
so funny. I don't know, when you hang out with people off of
Hold up.
Twitter, it's like,
I'm
okay,
gonna mute
I
this for
talk
half
about
a
what
second.
happened without them getting mad at me.
Because I fucking love this. I love this theme.
I thought I could just leave you be. But you're like a plague. I'll have to get rid of all of you.
You're the plague! Let's do it. If we work together, there's no chance we could lose to a man like this.
Such a good theme.
Okay, so he was visiting once upon a time in the area I live, and he was like, "Hey, can you pick me up from this airport?" And it's like over an hour away from me. It was some time where it was like, if I woke up early or stayed up late, I was gonna be, it like sucked either way. It was like 4 a.m. or something, and I was like, "Yeah, man, that's fine. I've got you." And so I drive all the way up there. I pick him up. We're catching up, and I'm like, "All right, well, which hotel am I taking you to?" And he's like, "Well, I figured I'd just stay with you." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Well, we didn't really talk about that." And he's like, "Yeah, is it a problem?" I'm like, "Oh, it's fine." He had like a hotel the next night, but just for that night, and I was like, "All right, it's fine." So, I mean, I have like a small.
To assume you put them up.
Yeah, I have like a small studio though, so it's like, alright, you can sleep on the small couch like directly next to my bed.
Moldovan is so mad right now. He's taking notes on this. He's like, "Fuck, I couldn't. That was literally going to be my move."
I wonder if I'm going to see
my presumption.
Take notes.
I wonder if I'm going to see Nemetz in Moldbug's basement.
Yeah, that's a good point. You never know who you're going to meet in the
Are you actually traveling? Are you actually traveling, Moldovan, to go to Moldbug's basement?
Yeah. What, did you not get the invite? Did you get lost in the mail?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to, I couldn't make the Moldbug basement. I'm going to the official, I guess, like, post-NRX YouTuber conference, like Arden McIntyre and the Distributist and those guys. Should be fun. But they've had some of those guys in that scene have had a bunch of tweets that like people I'm friends with have been really mad at, so it's kind of an awkward position.
Is that happening this week?
Yeah, that's this week. I went to their London event. It was great. I've been to a lot of political events. And that was pretty good. I mean, you've got Mencius Moldbug, Academic Agent, and Sargon of Akkad in the same room.
Is it?
That's I was like, I gotta go to this.
Energy in the room?
Oh, it was great. So it was very British. It's kind of weird being in a situation where everyone's white and you're a foreigner. But everyone was, very affable, and the people there were like, pretty. Everyone I talked to was put together and like well-adjusted.
They weren't shit-faced or anything, so.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's some drinking out of nothing got really out of hand.
I love when everyone talks about like going.
Oh no.
Other right-wing people.
Oh no.
The implicit bar for them is always like,
Thank you,
this person
Ruleset.
like a psychotic, maladjusted danger to society, or like.
Wait,
do
that
they
was the
know how
wrong
to
fucking
stand
one.
around and just like smirk a little bit and like nod their head and. Take
Yeah,
a sip of,
people
like, beer or
obviously
something.
had like taken showers within a week of the event. They weren't.
What the fuck? She just straight up bitch slapped her.
It's pretty rare.
I always get so upset. I'm like disappointed. I feel like you're subconsciously disappointing people. Where it's like, no, I need to show up like completely schizophrenic. Like my
Well, that's the
clothing,
thing is,
everything
the
about
reason,
me.
the obvious reason people say that is because it seems like if you go to these events, not like those specifically, just dissident like internet meetups in general, people will either be, it's very rare for someone to be in the middle. People will either be like, oh man, this guy's great, he's super nice, he's smart, he's funny, or, you know, this guy's, I gotta stay away from this guy's crazy. So yeah, being able to navigate between those two poles is pretty important.
My only real goal in life, my only ambition has ever just been to be affable, but also post a BWC Chudjak Adolf Hitler. And if you can manage both of those at the same time, you can accomplish great things in this world. That's what my dad told me.
Why are you guys hating on disgusting incel so much for?
Incel, did you talk about your war with the American Sun?
Yeah, that nigga's like completely fucking retarded.
That was so funny.
I missed this. What happened?
He was calling
He
him
stopped
Neo
replying to me because he got owned so hard.
What happened?
Okay, what
Give us
was?
a recap.
Yeah.
He like
over Russia stuff. It was just over Russia stuff. It was the least relevant. The American Sun was like, I don't believe that nuclear bombs are gonna fall on us at the beginning of next week. And Incel Freak was like, you neocon scumbag, your time will come. We see you.
What the fuck?
Incel Freak really
But he said that like Russia, he said that Russia's like a third world country and like some really stupid shit. So I just had to own him, you know. Also, Martyr Maid replied to me owning him for some reason.
Wait, Martyr Maid? Wait, whose side did Martyr Maid take?
He sided with me. He was like owning. Martyr Maid owned him, bro.
Wow.
If I write an article. For
Jay, reflect this. You still okay? Nice.
You will.
Not like I retweeted any article ever.
Wow.
You gotta DM Martyr Maid.
I can't read, bro.
I'm gonna start like shamelessly just shilling tweets and articles and stuff to get.
Nice. Let's fucking
Make
go.
Martyr Maid tweet, I am a militant incel.
Maybe.
You know, like a demonstration of loyalty. He agreed with you. Now he has to tell everyone that he agrees with
Isn't
everything
he
you ever
black or
said.
something?
No, he's
His
white.
name was just Daryl. It's not black though.
Thought he was black.
Yeah.
He's white. People are saying Stone Talk.
Wait, what's up? Brr.
I don't know. Radfin Hitler said it, so.
She was just making shit up.
She's just saying that she's talking about her ex-husband. Her ex-husband is black.
Bitches be posting the black sun while they have the black sun. It's been like a meme for years.
Yeah, chicks be posting the black sun when they be having the black sun. That's bars, bro.
Female privilege.
Hit me.
You can
Nice.
just say that shit and people won't post a picture of your house with your child. Well, actually, give it some time. Bathhouse TV. Bathhouse TV is really cooking up a ditty.
I didn't dox Martyr Maid, did I? His name is out there, right?
Yeah, it's like Daryl Cooper
No,
or some
that's the
shit.
first I'm hearing it. Yeah, he's DMing me.
You gunned down. Or you gunned down a police officer.
Like
Level up.
Ehud Bar Yosef.
Wow.
I mean, Daryl Cooper is a pretty black name.
No matter what.
Anani Chuds have just put out a hit.
Wait, Anani Chuds are contacting me for information that would lead to the arrest of future Moldovan citizens.
Citizen, you know you're gonna get one now. I can't wait. Oh man.
What, like a bathhouse edit? Not yet.
Yeah. No, no, Citizen's not an e-girl. So he's just gonna get the Anani Chuds. They called out Medgold the other day. Did everyone see the Medgold?
He was just in here.
And then at the end they threw in, and you can also kill Logo too, but mostly Medgold we want.
World that mankind has longed for.
Very good.
Don't even ask what I'm gonna do to Radfim Hitler's kids. It involves Vicky's friend in a bridge.
One awakened by man's desires.
Good luck finding
Do
them.
what you
Good luck
will,
finding her kids.
But your world's erosion cannot be stopped.
You have a gun to your head. Her head, and she's like, I swear to God, I don't fucking know. I don't know, okay?
But that will soon.
You guys see that
Jewish
teacher that got like the
become
soap
shadows and live on
where
in
it's
the
like I hate
darkness of
you,
the fog,
Mr.
oblivious of their
Man
reality.
bun.
Yeah, like he like left the job and the kid's going to jail or something, or he's facing like a misdemeanor.
He's facing a criminal misdemeanor for like harassment and for drawing that.
So basically, when I got in trouble, they were just like he was being disruptive. Like there was like the content of my offense didn't even register. Like nobody was like, he's a neo-Nazi. He's like in the thrall of a dangerous ideology. They were just like he was being offensive and disruptive. Like it was fine.
He didn't do it during the free.
They're probably
He should have done it during the free period, during study hall. But he was doing it. Yeah, he was doing it in math class. It didn't make any sense. Maybe during history he could have gotten away with it in social studies, but
One
it's a
time
non
my
sequitur.
German teacher was trying to teach us some German history, and she was like googling some maps on the smartboard, so like it was up on the big screen at the front of the class, and some like World War I maps just to show how Germany's borders have changed. She ended up going to Stormfront, and so she clicked on the Stormfront link for the maps of Germany, and it was just a huge swastika, like eagles and shit, up on the smartboard. It was a classic moment.
Was it over the professor's face, like the color was shining on?
We'll just use our power to beat the heck out of you and it'll
She
all
was
be
like
over.
right next to it.
Was it the eagle? Was it eagles and swastikas or?
It was like the Stormfront main menu. It was all that, yeah.
Yeah.
That is what allows you to come in contact with this.
Someone asked me what you bring up the smartboard. It's just a bunch of eagles and swastikas and imperial. I would just be like, no, this is just Amy Teresa's Twitter. Like this is not any Nazi paraphernalia.
It's very well known that we both receive death threats whenever I allow Pariah the doll to speak for a moment. There's actually another guest where I get even more death threats whenever I allow them to speak. But they're all from one man. They're all from Ted, the default friend.
Humans fail to see things as they truly are.
Somebody should do a wellness check on him. He's obsessed.
Which one?
He's just bored. Just let a Jew be a Jew, man. Stop being so anti-Semitic.
Through a window from which one sees what one wishes.
No, but I requested to speak because not only is the kid 12, he has some kind of cognitive disability. Like he's a retarded 12-year-old, literally. I just wanted to throw
Is that confirmed? I mean, the writing in the picture.
Yeah, his name's like Robbie with 2 B's and 2 E's. Like, it's not white spelling.
It must be true.
Oh, so is he Hispanic? That might explain the Hitler.
Yeah. If the teacher teaches like special ed, because I bet you he does.
So it's literally child
abuse.
abuse.
We were all thinking this
Is the
person
teacher
must
like
be
a
the killer.
millennial
He can't be
woman?
forgiven.
Is this just like comical? Like
It's a
she
man.
just walks into her.
Hair, like long, flowing, curly hair. He's kind of overweight.
Oh, it's a guy?
Yeah.
What?
It's like,
I know, right?
And so the forest grows on.
like, I don't like it.
Yeah, we gotta get okay. Look,
It says, Dear Mr. Robley, I personally hate you and you weird no cat man bun. So I switched comments and I don't appreciate you. Smile.
Someone get fucking
We gotta
shot
get this
in
kid
the
on Night
space.
Owls.
Someone got shot in the space.
And fighting like morons to get where we're standing.
Yes, that I did not foresee. The ability to master your own shadow that emerged to kill you.
Like, why would you be that offended? It's like if you're teaching kids that have like, mental disabilities or whatever. Like, why wouldn't you like be pre-prepared for them to like say anything?
It's no place for hate.
It hit too close to home. It was the most cogent thing.
Did he even say?
That's the lag.
Are we even sure it's anti-Semitic? Did he say the word Jew?
No, but
yeah, I know. I think he ended it with follow me at Michael Tracy. What?
he drew like a little.
He apparently.
Like,
Yes. He apparently also made like gas chambers references at another point.
Okay, that's normal middle school.
Yeah, that's just maybe he just goes online. I feel like if you go online, you just see people get put in like when In 2016, like every day, someone was getting put in a gas chamber. It's
that's
fine.
where you go when you post coal. What does that have to do with Jews?
Yeah.
Teacher was just posting coal.
Like we give a damn what you came for.
I would get a retarded 12-year-old to write the Nemitz poem to his teacher.
Precisely. Then we know what we
I hate their thick lips and thin.
want people to turn into shadows.
We'll defeat it for sure. I'll back you up with everything I've got. This thing has
Who here hasn't been in a gas chamber?
I think it's just you, nigga.
Speaking of a gas chamber, but I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Citizen, what are you, like a third-generation survivor?
Yo, punished Fumo poster.
No, I have no.
Got followed by Leafy. That's sick.
No one in my family was in the Holocaust.
I love how Cerebral has his hand up.
You're always welcome to speak, Cerebral.
No, I just assumed it's because he wasn't in a gas chamber.
Yeah.
This time, it's all over. Our final fight.
You've never been in a gas chamber? That's true. You're a very good poster. Yeah.
So other than that, there's like only 3 other topics that happened since the last Night Owl.
Wait, no, I wanted to talk about something. I never got to it. Preparing is like counterproductive for these things. I didn't really prepare though. I just saw it. It was the.
I started a space. It was started at my instigation because Ted posted that he wanted a space, and I was like, you know, monkey's paw. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna invite default friend.
Actually, I saw a few people say it. I don't know. Just let the algorithm of followers determine when we do it. If people demand it, we'll actually just. That's the secret. We just listen to them. Like, hey, some random person just said night owls. And I was like, we'll do it right now. No, I was looking at the guy on Rogan. Not the guy on Rogan. RFK was on Rogan. He was talking about vaccines, and then that doctor was quote tweeting him, and I was like following that like quote tweet battle, where like. What's his name? Peter Hotez? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Does anyone know? Yeah, fentanyl. That's his name, right? Peter Hotez.
Peter Nimitz, #1 vaccine defender.
So he was like, yeah, this is like he tweeted out some story, like a Vice article where it's
This
like
thing's gonna-
Joe Rogan is just like doing
gonna fucking
misinformation.
die
And then I
whether-
looked. The woman who wrote the Vice article, where it was just this huge, like, hysterical piece about
Whether
how, like,
she gets any
RFK
buffs
Jr.
or heals
and
or
Joe
not,
Rogan
so I'm
were
not
like,
gonna even
they're gonna
bother.
like kill people, and they're gonna have everyone just, you know, inject mercury into their neck and shit like that. It was the same woman that wrote that piece called like, you're an idiot if you don't believe the UVA rape story.
Anna Merlin.
Also, you know.
Yeah, Anna Merlin, or Merlin.
You know, she's saying people are going to die because they're not going to get the COVID vaccine. I mean, literally, can you even get the COVID vaccine anymore? Like, I remember.
You know, it's funny. No one actually answers that question. I don't know.
I remember there was kind of a viral tweet like 2 months ago about like a woman, some libtard was like, I went in to get my 3-month booster. And the doctor was just like, you don't need to come in again. And I was like, what about what the CDC said? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. What? Don't they know we're in the middle of a pandemic? She was admonishing the doctor for you know.
You go to a doctor and you're like,
I
what
was
about
gonna
COVID?
die.
And the doctor looks at you like, what?
Yeah, I imagine that's what happened.
Wait, what? What are you talking
Because-
about? COVID? What the fuck is
I
that?
mean, it was the official story by the end. I mean, yeah, that's why they wanted us to have boosters, because they were like, it goes bad after 3 months. Do you know anybody who's gotten a COVID shot in the past 3 months, even among the most libtarded Biden supporters?
No, I haven't heard of anyone even getting it since
I've
2023.
heard of people getting COVID. That's kind of like a
have
funny
you?
thing to do now, but I don't think
Just say you have
no one's
COVID.
getting the shot though.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone actually got the vaccine, though.
You don't think?
Then why all those people died?
The ventilators, obviously.
True. What happened to Jamie Foxx? Answer that. What happened to Tom Sizemore? What do you think? It was the drugs?
Is that Sonny Forelli?
Yeah. Oh yeah, so this guy, he tweets out this story, and then Joe Rogan's like, "Hey, you're a faggot. Like, debate RFK right now, bitch." And then he was like, he kind of like didn't say yes. He was like, "No, I'll come on the show, but you guys are spreading misinformation, and you killed like 200,000 people." And the article was about how RFK is just like an anti-vaxxer, which he like kind of is. Like, he actually doesn't limit his criticism to just the COVID vaccine. He actually has been like generally anti-vaccine. But again, like, I don't actually care. It's like fine. Like, if you're normal, you don't like flip out because people go on podcasts and talk about that shit. But that's what they did. And
more anti-pharma, not just like anti-vax. Like, he's like one of the few people against pharmaceutical companies advertising on TV. So it's like, I don't know, Hotep Hotez was like not gonna debate him on the show because I don't think.
Yeah, we keep trying to hit Naruto with
but
Bufu
he really
Dime,
wants to go on
and
Joe
it just
Rogan
isn't
to,
working.
like, talk shit about him, but not to him.
So then, wait, Cerebral, did you see people were like doing research on what this guy Hotez, who I think is Jewish, by the way, like, so?
Yeah, no, I did research too. He's Jewish. He's like like his physiognomy is like very.
Now look, we're not being we are very anti-Semitic, but that's not why. The actual reason why I discovered he was Jewish is because this guy actually says that, like, if you're anti-vaccine, you're also anti-Semitic. Like, he actually wrote that you're like an anti-Semite. So that's how I figured out he was Jewish.
Well,
it wasn't just because he looks like a disgusting goblin.
Did you see what he did to like his daughter, or like were you gonna bring that up?
No, wait, say it again. See what he did to what?
Yeah, I'm breaking up a little bit. So like basically he had his daughter or something and got her like every vaccine like possible to like
Careless
man,
whisper.
and,
But
like,
yeah,
she developed
for
autism
a second
to
I was just
prove
like,
that,
yeah, I
like,
think it might be
vaccines
foolish
don't
whisper.
cause autism. And it's
That's
just, like,
that's
crazy
the one.
to
That's
be,
the.
like, a human petri dish like that just for like.
That's the one that goes like do 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 do
it was his own
do do do.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure on that, but yeah, he wrote a book about it.
That's crazy.
Defensively, like.
No, libs are crazy. So people started doing like research on this guy. So he was like writing pieces about how, like, if you like, we need to actually like prosecute, like arrest and prosecute people who are like publicly criticizing Dr. Fauci, and like a bunch of other really insane things. Like, this guy actually just like tapped himself into like the post-Trump liberal memeplex, where like everything he says is just so fucking crazy. So it's like weird because like it wasn't just him. Like, did you guys see it? It was like all these like big accounts and journalists just started swarming Joe Rogan and doing the whole like misinformation thing, and like, you know, these guys are really dangerous. They're attacking science. Like, they're saying shit like, oh, you wouldn't debate a flat earther. Also, like, what's wrong with debating a flat earther? Like, why wouldn't you debate a flat? Can anyone answer that for me? Like, if you feel like, you know, you're gonna get someone who's really competent, who knows that the Earth is round, and who feels that they could like demonstrate it in like a persuasive and compelling manner, why wouldn't you have them debate someone who believes that the Earth is flat?
Yeah, you could
Like,
probably find experts, like a geologist or something, debating flat earthers. And you used to that used to be, I don't know, like when the new atheist thing was more in vogue. That used to be, I mean, remember Richard Dawkins going around and debating like evangelicals and stuff. Libs used to love stuff like that. It was less, they felt less threatened back then, which could be because they felt like they were winning on all of those issues.
They were also more male dominant, and particularly white and white parentheses male dominated, and debate is a male interest.
They were absolutely, that's a very important point, Cromwell, because right, it was like I've said this on Spaces before, but it was like people, you know, now they're only talking about trans people, right? But it was really women. It was really like feminists, which no one talks about them anymore. They like completely fell off the face of the earth. It was feminists that started to like eat these movements from the inside, right? Like new atheism basically fell apart because women started accusing them of just being like a group of white guys that only want to talk about their own like autistic
what was it
atheism.
Called?
It was Elevator Gate.
Yeah, it was
there
Rebecca
was, like,
Watson.
Jeff
Oh shit!
very
I
low
should have
tier
marked
mid
Ruben.
white woman who wanted to let everyone know that like people
Can you
want
dodge
her,
it once?
and she
Oh,
kind
wait,
of
wait,
like accused the
wait,
guy.
okay,
It was basically what every woman was doing,
Dodge that?
like visibly in the
Dude.
2010s, where they would be like, "This guy didn't rape me, but like he's acting in a way where like I feel like I've been raped, so I want everyone to like say that this person's a rapist, even though you can't really say that."
I feel like she didn't even go that
Well, let's
far.
just
She was
reset
just
on
like,
this.
he asked me how I was doing, if I wanted to hang out, if he wanted to come to my room. Fellas, don't try doing that. Like, she was actually not even like, I was so scared. It was like, the guy awkwardly
she
hit
is
on
just
me.
being thrown
Don't
around
do
because
that.
she's,
And then
like,
Richard
low
Dawkins
level.
replied, wow, that's
I
nothing
need a
compared
fourth-
to the
I
Muslim
need a
women
fourth
being
character.
raped by
That's
fan
not
makers in
Yosuke.
the Middle East or whatever. And then
Oh, wow,
it
okay.
became, yeah, direct quote. Actually, yeah, it probably was a direct quote from him. He would have said wogs, but that was like the big breakup of new atheism.
Yeah, because it kind of relates to what I was saying about the post-liberals, how like people in the 2010s didn't realize like the real critique of like liberal equality wasn't going to come from the right. It was coming from the left. And that's what kind of like makes the new atheism movement back then look so ridiculous in hindsight, that like they literally spent all their time telling everyone that like there was this
Wait, she
like,
has a light
budding
resistance?
Christian
I didn't even know
fundamentalist
that.
movement that was going to like destroy the country and turn it into this like irrational theocracy. And like
This is actually really
Christianity
rough,
doesn't
I'm not
matter
gonna
at
lie.
all anymore. And a bunch of women told them to like stop using pronouns, and now like they all like streamed out and like transitioned.
I think I need to switch my strategy
And they all
here.
believe in like the most insane things now. And it was all just because leftists told them what to believe. Like nobody, none of the stuff that they
gonna
were
go back
saying
to
people had to worry
having
about
this guy as
actually
my main
came to fruition
attacker.
at all.
You still see a little bit of it when like older like Gen X normie lids talk about us living under a Trumpian theocracy, but it's basically just old programming re-emerging plus references to Roe versus Wade.
Yeah,
that's why I brought. So that's part of the reason I brought up the this guy, the Hotez, the doctor. That's part of the reason why I brought up him and all the other people swarming Rogan, because that's what it felt like. Like it felt like these people were like tapping into like the last firmware upgrade, like the previous one. It's like, so you had people that were like, you know, oh, this is really dangerous. This is like anti-science. These like crazy right-wingers are like endangering us all by like, you know, going on a podcast and by the way, with like RFK, like they were calling the doctor called Joe Rogan or RFK, I forget which one. He called him a neo-fascist, just because he was like being like skeptical of the vaccine or whatever. And I'm like these same people.
You better
like,
dodge
go on
this,
and on every
Yukiko.
day about how like, you know, men and women aren't real and shit. But then like they feel like they're allowed to like dip back into being like the guardians of science. It all happens in like one day.
Yeah, Richard Dawkins.
These people
has
claim to know
had
about
a
science,
woke
but maybe
turn.
they should take the high school biology class.
Maybe they should.
It's interesting that Dawkins has kind of become anti-woke, but he's not like full-fledged like drifting off of it. I shouldn't even say drifting, but like I'm surprised he hasn't made it his new beat. He just seems kind of defeated and filled with a rare humility.
Yeah, the last clip I saw of him, he's doing that thing where like is it Piers Morgan asking him about like Salman Rushdie, and he's like doing this like really melodramatic pussying out, where he's like, no, I won't, no, I won't call.
Can I like this?
I think he just wants to, like,
He's the only
enjoy
one
his
here with a
nice life and
weakness,
have his
other than
legacy, not
Yukiko.
be
But Yukiko's like
political.
important.
But you know, I think on some level, he even had the tweet where he basically, this was in what, 2015, 2016, acknowledged openly that, you know, he played a part in breaking down the barriers to the Islamization of Europe by attacking traditional Christianity. And yeah, you have some moments with him where he says no race actually is real, but anytime he expresses any of these thoughts, he gets dogpiled. And that's the kind of impression I get, is he's probably not happy with where things are going. That doesn't make him one of us, but yeah, he just wants to, I don't know, the dude's rich. He's probably got a nice, like, quaint British life. He is at, you know, in the stage in his life where he wants to do the Substack grift or whatever. So.
Yeah, he's old. He's actually pretty respectable. And even then, his Twitter is filled with bangers, and he still will like semi-routinely step on a rake and then like back off from it. Not just like his hilarious statements.
I'm just gonna
about
leave
seeing
Chie
a
dead.
homeless guy with a "I need a fat bitch" sign. But like when he said
Like, she's gigantic
just because
punt the
eugenics is
character,
morally
so I'm not
wrong
gonna
doesn't mean it
YouTube.
won't work. Tweet.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think he actually thinks about Neil deGrasse Tyson? He's got to think he's just like a complete idiot.
I didn't want to say this. I don't want to say this. Am I allowed to? Nigger, retarded nigger.
It's amazing. For Neil deGrasse Tyson, he got accused of like kind of exactly an elevator gate type situation where he like, drove a woman out. He drove his assistant out to go look at the stars. Like put his hand.
Yeah, everyone forgot about this.
Hand on top of her hand. It was like, "Aren't the stars beautiful?" And then she tried to ruin his career, but
because remember that shit worked.
That did
if you
work.
did that to like Citizen, you know this in like 2014. No, that didn't do anything. But like in
New atheist
2014,
phrase. Yeah.
in 2014, if you did that to a guy, like everyone was like, "We're never talking to you." Like all your friends would just be like, "Yeah,
well, that
we
was like
can't talk to you."
2007. It still mostly did work, but I think the way he was like saved is because they were like, "Look, he's like the only like black public intellectual who like doesn't talk about like every other one just talks about black people shit. He's like the only black guy who like talks about things other than being black." Like,
They're like, who else are we gonna get to explain about how like the movie Gravity wasn't like actually accurate in terms of the physics, like 100%, you know, like we can't get there's literally no other black guy. No, it's true. Like there's not one other black guy that could convincingly explain like the theme behind the movie Interstellar. We need him. He's like,
I don't need an
He also
attacking
does
face,
fit
lady.
into a
Fuck
an
it.
archetype of the like top educator, particularly the kind of guy who like gives a lecture at an astronomy at not an astrolab, at like an
Planetarium.
observatory or whatever. Planetarium,
yeah, but if he
thank
was
you.
white, that
I
would have like
suspect
destroyed him. That would
Dawkins.
have destroyed him. Just putting his hand
Yeah,
on top of
definitely.
his assistant's hand.
Definitely. Dawkins probably thinks of him as like, okay, he's a pop entertainer like that, because Dawkins is so devoted to
I'll just,
boomer
like-
anti-racism.
I'll just
Probably
leave
doesn't
her
think he's a
dead.
genius, but,
I'll
like,
just leave
yeah,
her
he's
dead. That's
perfectly
probably for the
fine,
best.
Like, public educator, infotainer.
She's like an extra turn that doesn't do
He's
anything
Twitter.
most of the time, frankly.
We're all out.
he probably did rape that woman.
Ever see him on Rogan when like he gets like autistically?
Megidola.
No, you pull up.
No, Takun. Oh, this isn't good.
Finish my point. Like he does like that dramatic pause and where
No, but so yeah, that reminds me. So they do this. They were all doing this really weird thing. Like all these like big accounts. I can't say blue checks anymore because like everyone who has a blue check is now like a magatard. But like, you know what I mean when I
like
say
Amy
blue check
Teresa
accounts.
and
Like
Patrick Casey.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and
Did I use all
like,
my
they were all
fucking
doing
diamond
this thing
shields?
That, like, no, if you can't debate,
That's
it was,
actually
very,
insane.
like we're all. It's kind of boring now in a way, but like,
Huh.
they were saying
Oh, no, I
it
didn't.
differently. Where it's like you basically can't debate. You know, if you debate a right-wing person, or like you can't platform Nazis. But they were stretching that to like a crazy new, where it's like like RFK like talking in his like retarded smoker's lung
What did
voice.
everybody saying?
Is actually it's like huge danger.
Very tolerant.
He really fucking wants to make sure Yukiko's
Yeah,
dead.
it was like they're talking about these things, and they're like, well, why would you allow this discussion? Why would you allow this debate? And you're just like looking to see like what the thing they're talking about is. And you're just like, damn, like why do you all care about this so much?
They know that he has bad energy and it's too powerful. That's all this is. Like they can't allow high tea anything anywhere on their platforms. It's the same reason they can't platform Amy. Like it's too much testosterone. They can't
That's
take
true.
it.
I've always said you were very high T.
Yeah.
Is RFK on test fentanyl? Can you get a physiognomy check?
It's okay, Chie. You could rest. It's for everyone's good.
he's playing
trained from a vaccine injury that he got in the early 2000s. And that's why he caught him.
He's like the Chinese guy at the beginning of the movie The Prestige, where he's walking with the bowl. He always walks bow-legged so he could do his act when he puts the glass bowl there. Like RFK is just like his voice is perfectly fine. It's like this booming, rich voice, and he just like, I'm gonna sound like a fucking retard to convince the people for the rest of my life. Like 40 years, I'm gonna sound like an absolute retard.
Isn't it called like spasmodic something or another?
That's literally what it's called. Yeah, that's the medical term. I
Yeah,
have it
it's
open
like
right now.
spasmodic is in it.
Quake. That's actually really concerning.
We have the Nemitz tweet, the Nemitz recitation up. Nemitz DM me saying that's not the whole poem. Pat, you're in trouble. Pat, you're in so much trouble, man.
Can we get the full poem? Can you get that?
It's over now.
Nemitz should join and read it himself. I mean,
He absolutely should.
I tried, I failed. And
Vaccines.
It was so
do
funny.
not cause Rachel's autism. The title reminds me. I've talked about it before, but there's that book about the Hmong people who live in St. Paul, Minneapolis, called "The Spirit Catches You and You Fall Down," which they like require all school children.
Yeah, I had to read that in
Minneapolis to read, in Minnesota to read. They probably
You
require.
could go stand back up for a
places
second.
too.
You need the macaroon.
Like,
That
particular to
was a waste of
Minnesota,
a bead, actually.
Now
Now that I think about it, that might have been a little bit of a waste.
Yeah, there's like these people, these Hmong people who live in like a project, they live in public housing, and they like cover their
Please
floor
don't
with
do
dirt,
wildering fog.
like jungle leaves.
Oh, wait,
They
no, we're
don't
fine, we're fine.
understand electricity. They have their daughter has epilepsy, and the doctors are like, your daughter's gonna die. You have to like give her this medicine, and they're like, no, she's a witch doctor. She's like summoning the spirits of the ancestors. When she has an epileptic fit, we're not gonna treat her, and then she just dies. And that's the book. And like for some reason, it's supposed to make you like think that like the doctors were at fault somehow. And it kind of gives this like, very pained liberal explanation of like, well, they should have been more culturally sensitive. They should have like explained it to the parents harder.
Yeah.
But it actually is like completely counterproductive. That seems, the title of the subject matter reminds me of This Didn't Cause Rachel's Autism.
Yeah, well, it's the idea of cultural competence, which is something that is incorporated into, definitely the medical industry, all sorts of others. And I remember reading that book in anthropology class in college, and the takeaway that we were taught by our vaguely Marxist professor was, this is just proof that people need to be more culturally, relativist and whatever else. And even back then I was reading this and thinking like, that's insane that we have to have a whole industry of these like cultural competence experts to just bridge these immense divides. It'd be like a lot easier if we just had similar people and didn't have to do any of that.
And also, why use that story in particular? Because the moral of that story seems to be they should have just like taken away that couple's child and had the state take custody of it and administer medicine. It's like it's completely counterproductive and counterintuitive. But I guess it is.
Yeah, what a bizarre.
Yo, fucking he's just fucking laying there.
We also read a book in anthropology class, I forget the name, but it's about this anthropologist who lived among the pygmies. It's a pretty famous book. Jared Taylor, actually, a huge fan of it. And he's this British anthropologist. He lives among the pygmies, and fascinating for a number of reasons. But I remember kind of like the lib British white guy culture clash with this totally like primitive society.
Yeah, Cheers just planking.
He was talking about how the pygmies would mock dying animals, and they would hunt something down and stab it, and then when the animal was like in its death throes and like was squawking or whatever, they would start laughing and like imitating the
attacking
like the dying like sounds and gestures of the animal, and he was just like horrified. It just made me think of black people today. Like I can see them like
quote tweeting a dying animal with a Giga Chad.
The pygmies, he went with his pygmy friend, and his like pygmy, they're like little tricksters. They they would like screw him over. They would like be like, yeah, I'll show up tomorrow, we'll do this, and they just wouldn't, and you find out they were like intentionally messing with him. But one of the most fascinating things is he goes on this journey with one of his pygmy buddies out of the forest that they lived in, and they see
Stop using
huge
auto-kaja!
see
I spent a
these
lot of
animals off
mana
in
to
the
keep
distance,
that
and
up.
The pygmy just was so used to being in like a forest situation that he sees the animals and he was trying to grab them. Like their understanding of perspective was just entirely warped. I just thought that was like incredible. Maybe there's like an HBD explanation there too. Maybe they don't have the processing power to really comprehend all
What
that.
if we had Moldovan? What if we had a government program?
Stop using auto-kaja! I work very hard for these
to
bucks.
develop a video game.
I just remember when Steve Saylor suggested that they reclassify pygmies as an animal because it would help them. Because right now when there's like a civil war in Africa, they start killing the pygmies. No one really cares because like no one really cares about intervening in African civil wars, but they really care about like when lions get poached. So he was like, if you want to stop pygmies from being killed, you should reclassify them as a type of monkey.
I love Niggs, Patrick. Let's go.
Isn't Nemesis the one who's
Pap, a
always,
big
lamenting
Nig
after
respector.
the Bantu conquest of the pygmies in Africa?
That's Cole. That's Norwood. That's Cole.
Wow.
You
Night
can't do
Vision
that.
siding with the Bantus.
I'm just saying what
Absolutely, yeah.
Nemesis said, man.
He's just talking about some fucking paper or whatever.
They both sound like they.
That's a Marnite. That's a Marnite Cole. You can't stick up for another black group in order to attack the other black group. You just can't
The
do that.
Bantus were the Aryans in Africa.
Yukiko's dead on this one, right?
All the aviation trouble that's been going on with the black people, like crashing planes into each other, or like the black woman that was sucked up into the jet engine because she wasn't following the rules.
I did see that because there was a $15,000 payout, and like one of the replies was like, her life only worth $15,000. And I was like, come on, like objectively, her life was not worth more than $15,000. Like this is a very handsome.
I mean,
this is a very handsome
fake.
payout.
It seems fake because it wasn't a Spirit Airlines or Frontier. Like, there's no way they're flying American, right?
Yeah, she was
Oh, no way.
Airports
Instead of like walking in front of a car to like get hit to get like a liability payout, they just start diving into jet engines.
You know what's interesting? Black people were under control this week. There was only like the shooting in Chicago, the airplane thing, and then in France, that guy that tried to kidnap a little girl and ended up stealing her pussy.
It's like the worst set of stories. I don't know how you figure that they're behaving themselves. It's like, that's catastrophic. That was so bad.
Usually it's worse. Like,
Yeah, but that was 8 days ago. Let's move on.
The black violence cycle lasts half a day. Should we add Rodin? I'm
Going
gonna add Rodin right now. I added Rodin. Rodin, what's been
Some
boiling
guy
your
was
blood
Marxist
that
Leninist.
you need to say?
Maybe his real face in this photo is like requesting and thumbing down. Like you gotta.
Yukiko, can you fucking
I think
dodge
he's
this
like a
for
base
once?
Marxist Leninist,
One
but still,
time.
Like it's it's 2023, bro.
We'll see how based he is.
He
We'll
looks
get him
kind
in
of
his face.
Filipino. That's probably why. But like still, you gotta stop. You gotta stop.
Face marks is sorry, so I won't hide it. That will
Did I rent? Oh,
If
I, don't
RFK
know. I have
said
one
he was
more
a base
revival
Marxist,
bead, man.
You'd buy into it, ain't me, though.
What if he said it?
I'm doing.
You don't need to talk about
Oh yeah,
very true.
Give me a defense buff one time.
Interesting, like deep Kennedy lore thing is that I
God,
believe RFK was like
No,
being
it's
used
so
by,
fucking over.
Kennedy during his '76 run to like communicate with like gay liberation groups.
RFK Jr. was pimped out by Ted Kennedy to gay pedophiles in the 70s. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, yeah.
he also was like pretty much he was going to them saying that Ted Kennedy would give them civil rights protection because Carter wasn't willing to go that far. So that was like.
I just need to whittle away its fucking
I think
HP
I
now.
think it probably was he was in his like early 20s at that point. If this was like 79. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Rodin, do you like RFK? What are your thoughts on RFK?
Nah, I don't like him. He's an interesting, like, he's sort of like a Tulsi like figure where starts off as a standard Democrat. You definitely have him like on video saying like the Koch brothers need to be arrested and executed for climate change, and he was entertained by the Jon Stewart types before they got the memo about vaccines, and now he's just kind of making a convenient pivot towards a more amenable audience.
Most importantly, he's not a Rothbardian libertarian, so it's a no-go.
You guys know about
I think he's talking to libertarians now, so he's just going for the most, the audience most willing to hear what he has to say. Is what it is.
All right, that's enough, Rodin.
People keep saying, people that like him are saying that he's like gonna split. He's like meant to like split the Democrat ticket, but I feel like the other.
I'm dead, aren't I?
The only people that are really susceptible to this are like Republican voters that are still like really mad about COVID, and they would actually get persuaded.
Please give me a defense buff.
Well, yeah, DeSantis, dude.
That's okay.
Smoochum, what were you gonna say?
Some people are doing.
I was just gonna ask if you know about RFK Jr.'s son at all, Connor. He has like, it's really funny because like the Kennedys definitely just are like the Bushes or the Clintons, but so he dated Taylor Swift, right, which is not that crazy, but it's funny right now he's actually fighting for the Ukrainian Foreign Legion because he didn't want to actually join the military to get like the cred for like politics that he was in the military. So it's just like he's just over there acting like he's fighting for Ukraine, and I don't know. Once Republicans, like you were saying, if they get split as soon as they figure out he's fighting for Ukraine, I don't think that's gonna fly over well. But I just think it's pretty funny.
Thank God Insult Freak's not here.
I mean, Kennedy, I started out.
Please tell me I don't die here.
He was bad.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Him only for the reason that he killed the Marianne Williamson. But other than that, I thought he was, a Democrat, so he sucked. Even if he's like against the COVID vaccine, which isn't even an issue anymore. But I'm kind of warming on him.
I feel like this is unnecessarily hard just because I only fucking took Naruto into the dungeon.
Good policies on immigration. He supported immigration restriction. He's actually coming around. He is becoming more right-wing. And, he said early on that he wouldn't endorse Trump in the general. But that was early on. He said a lot of based shit since then. And, more the things he's saying are like more based than they need to be if he's just trying to, win a few token Republicans. I think he could end up like doing the opposite. He could end up like, maybe he will endorse Trump, he might endorse Trump in the general, and that would be helpful.
I'd like him if he endorsed Trump, but that's only because that matters, and so that's why I think he won't, because I think a lot of people do that. Like, that's kind of their purpose, where they'll talk a lot of shit, but then the actual thing that matters is what they won't do. So actually, I'd rather, like, I would accept him if he just said, like, kind of milquetoast libtard shit, but then he still endorsed Trump. I'd actually prefer that than him saying base stuff and then just corralling everyone back to, just voting for, like, Joe Biden's corpse or whatever. Also,
Amy, you really have to suppress your millennial woman urge to use your fucking BDSM sex terms at every possible juncture. Are women between 35 and 40 okay?
Please don't set me to 1 HP. Dodge it. Okay. Am I okay? Am I okay? Can you dodge that or something? Oh, that's fine.
It might be that.
Okay.
I think there's a small chance he might end up endorsing Trump. But if he doesn't do that, then yes, fuck him completely. But yeah, he surprised me.
But to be fair,
Like, I don't trust.
to be fair, his
I need Daddy to actually, like, I need to know he's coming back to the store. Not
Yes,
like,
he is. He is a
I risked a little
bratty
bit
son
of death
father,
here. We're
pretending
fine.
to be a daddy dom, DDLG.
yeah, but he needs that
Power
BWC.
bottom.
You really need that BWC energy. If you don't have that BWC energy, I'm not going to vote for you. BWC with a little bit of TND.
RFK.
Real.
More like BWC
I'm just getting BBL energy.
Right, I was gonna say the biggest problem here is that his own
Finally,
pinned
it's
tweet
dead.
is him on Rogan making his pitch for like why he's running for president, and he's like if you pay attention, just listen to it.
Nice.
Like, he's like, you should vote for me because I'm not racist, and you're all fucking racist, and I'm
That
gonna
was
make all of you not racist anymore.
Extremely annoying.
And we're gonna build this like anti-racist,
I don't have power
non-white
charge.
country together.
All of my
And
party
so it's
members
like,
suck
I
ass.
don't know, man. It's like I'm trying to be nice about this shit. It's like a pretty bad pitch, putting it mildly.
That thread, I don't know, Michael Tracy had like a long thread showing some highlights of his career of being a libtard, and it honestly like, just completely killed my interest. Like, it just kept going.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, like he was saying the most like garden variety anti-Trump shit during Trump's
I don't
administration.
mind if
Yeah.
someone wants to be like, you know, I really hate racism. We need to all get along and build a multicultural working class, but also not one single more immigrant and abolish birthright citizenship and abolish affirmative action. That's fine.
Don't wait
you
up.
can do that.
We'll keep that from happening no matter what.
I'm not Jewish enough to handle that.
Just received the sad news.
He died like 2 weeks ago.
Looking at our
Another body claimed by Kissinger.
You think it was controlling Adachi-san? Who can say? I believe it was at least partially his own intention as well.
Not having weapons, not having nukes.
I mean, that's also a good position. Yeah, we shouldn't.
So that's it, huh?
That's a good. That's not even a Zionist position. I support that. That's good. Yeah. we shouldn't go to.
You have the power
we
to
shouldn't
change
go to
the
war with
future.
Iran. Yeah.
Then go
Absolutely.
right ahead.
Yo, Future,
Everyone has
who
the power to
fuck
do
is
that.
Roger Waters, and why is the U.S.
Get out of here.
Smearing him?
You know who fucking Roger Waters is.
Just leave me be. You came
Nah,
to kill me
no.
in the first place, didn't you?
You know who fucking
No,
Roger Waters
dumbass.
is. Yeah, that's really dumb.
If we leave you here dying,
Can you explain to
and
me
a dead
why?
body
Did the
eventually
did
appears,
the U.S. State Department get
then what?
involved?
What's that accomplish for anyone?
Yeah,
Your
the State
stupid
Department
game's
smearing
over.
him at the same
We're
time.
taking you back.
Also,
Live
the
and face your
UK Labour
punishment.
leader is
That's
like,
how it works
saying
in
that
our
all two
world.
shows should be canceled.
Well, I mean, Roger Waters, I would
I'm
say,
sure
is more
that's
than,
the
I'm not
outcome
just saying it because
Dojima-san
he's an
wishes for as
anti-Zionist,
well.
but he's more of a libtard than RFK Jr. RFK Jr. has more token-based positions. And Roger Waters has like no. Roger Waters actually has no base positions at all, except that he he thinks that
Easier said
Israel should have mass immigration in addition to every European country.
Maybe if I had been more
I've
like
never
you,
seen the State Department
things
like
wouldn't have
go
gone
hard
this
against
way.
the musician before. Like this is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not American. He might live in America at this point, but I mean, he's British, and he's like all this controversies in Europe
Let's go
because
back.
actually, no one really cares if you like are like
Our
pro-Palestinian
final
in
battle.
America.
Our
Like, Jews
final
will be mad
battle. We
about
have
it, but,
solved
like,
the
no one
case.
who's like except like Republican Jews will actually get mad about. No one's going to deplatform you for being pro-Palestinian in America. So I am surprised the State Department like commented on it at all.
Greetings, Shirogane-san. We got word
I
from
never get
Detective
used to how
Dojima.
badly
He's wanted on
Euros care
suspicion
about
of murdering
the
Mayumi Yamano
Israeli-Palestinian
and Saki
conflict.
Konishi,
Like,
right?
Well,
it's just a weird
European
phenomenon.
politicians care about it. I mean, all the people, all like the
We have an
masses
ambulance
in
waiting
Europe,
downstairs.
left and
Should
right,
we have
are
them
all
bring the
just
stretcher up here?
you know, pro-Palestinian.
ambulance?
But
Detective Dojima assumed
like
one
the
would be
elites
necessary.
still are like kind of like
He wanted
dragging
the
behind,
suspect
and
to
they're
be
still
carefully
very
taken into
pro-Israel.
protective custody.
It's a disconnect though from America,
Well, it was a
where
personal
like,
favor to him.
you know, in
Your
2010,
partners,
any
after
pro-Palestinian activist you saw was just like a black person,
And yes,
I don't think
please
you-
have them bring up
and they
the
were just
you
like a
didn't even-
they were on a college
Most of them
campus.
were college-educated women. Like, you'd see blacks among them, but it was like a
You never
mishmash of
actually saw.
ethnics and
You actually never
Jewesses.
saw pro-Palestinian. There were only like 2 pro-Palestinian activists in America, but they weren't even American. It was like Saeed Erekat and that one really ugly woman. They were just like Palestinian Authority government officials. There weren't even like any like Americans who like were particularly going to bat for Palestine.
Oh, Makoto!
Like before,
Don't
you
run
know,
like that.
2015.
Then what happened?
The fog's really gone.
The Great Awakening.
Did it. This time it's for
Wokeness.
real.
Wokeness went
I
crazy.
feel like I saw
The liberal left went insane.
I feel like I saw
What's up, Senpai? Did you
perhaps
think I was
it's
crying?
probably selection bias
It's
from being
just
in
so
Boston. But I
bright.
felt I saw an
It's been
okay
so
amount,
long since the sky
largely
was that
from
blue.
like leftists on college campuses who needed something to complain about and they didn't want
It's
to.
finally over. It's finally over.
It took us a long
There
time
wasn't
to
like
get
final
this
battle.
far.
For like who's
Now
lived.
there's
Well,
lots of
this
black
means
and
Yeah.
we've won.
U.S. and especially Asian women and Happle women,
Yeah.
pro-Palestinian activists. There weren't before,
Huh?
like,
What are we
before
doing?
like 2015. There were not
Ooh,
pro-Palestinian
what's this?
activists in America. Certainly, they
Everyone
never like,
ready?
appeared on
Here
TV.
goes.
Like I said, they would sometimes
Oh,
have
yeah, sure,
spokesmen of the Palestinian Authority speak on TV, but that was about it.
Why didn't you guys say it? You all joined in when Ruleset
Yeah.
did it.
My first year. Like
I
5 years
think
ago,
that was a
the
little
only
too
person
hard to get on the
exposed
spot.
to, like, college students for just
Which
the
part did you
content
mean
who
for us to
wasn't
say?
Muslim, and then most
The
of them, like, Muslim
woohoo
women.
part!
And I realized
Can we just do it over?
And then you left
Man,
and
having to
left
redo
and
something
joined
like this
Shabbat.
kind of kills the fun of it. All right, Chia,
Exactly.
do
No, I
that
remember,
weird call again.
Israeli apartheid.
Not if you're gonna
apartheid
call it
we
weird.
had like one of those fake checkpoints.
People
And
are
I don't
beginning to
think
stare. I don't think we should stay
I
like
did
this
go
in
to a
Toronto.
Shabbat house. I was just wandering around.
My hand's getting kind of sweaty.
Manhattan with a friend. And we saw a Shabbat
Fine,
house, and it's like they had
It's
a
all
giant
yours,
picture
Sensei.
of Menachem Schneerson, the guy who like died in 1995, who they think is the Messiah.
You don't need to explain
Even
it
though,
again.
even though they're like, you know,
Sheesh, then I'll
kind
say
of-
it. Everyone
I guess they're
ready?
like
Here
mainstream
goes.
Jews, but like
We
they
did
still
our
think this
best.
one guy was the Messiah.
Woo.
It's really weird. So we were just like looking into this like office building. The doors were open, and we were kind of like smirking. And they invited us in, and we like.
We're
sat
at the
down and
home
watched
stretch. Only 2 more dungeons.
the Rabbi Menachem Schneerson,
Our final
giving a
battle.
speech. And,
Our final battle.
They told you to make a Twitter account to pretend to be a right winger.
No, I already.
And we solved the case. Now you could summon Lucifer.
That Menachem Schneerson was the Messiah. But like after watching that video, I'm like really perplexed as to how
Dude,
anyone
aren't you
would
supposed to
think
do
that.
this
He's,
before you start
was
something,
extremely
not after it's
uncharismatic.
over?
But you know, uncharismatic
cares?
people always be forming cults. It's very strange.
Isn't he just like a totally
what
typical
about
Jew?
Keith Raniere? What about Keith Raniere? Do you think he's
That Teddy laugh is
that ever
fucking
crossed your mind?
disturbing though. It's cursed.
Well, he's also not. He's also a very uncharismatic cult leader.
Your
You
battle
see
is
that video
finally.
of him interviewing
Whoa!
Alex
Time
Mack
passes.
interviewing him, and he's
Whoa!
just
Whoa!
saying
Whoa!
kind
Whoa!
of the
Whoa!
most
Whoa! Whoa!
inane
Whoa!
bullshit, and she's like
What do you mean
crying,
time
like, that's the most beautiful
passes?
thing I've ever heard.
Whoa. Wait. Every morning I listen to the Authenticity interview with Allison Mack. Like, I find it actually extremely compelling when he's talking about how, like, you know that someone is a soul and not just like a person, and like they're acting spontaneous.
What do you mean
And when
time
she
passes?
cries, I cry. That totally resonates with me. I don't know what
Every
you're
morning.
talking about. Uncharismatic.
You're crying every morning with Allison. Mack.
Every
Wow.
morning. It's like a
That's
daily
crazy.
It's like a daily meditation. I wake up and he's right there. He's in his purple sweater with his graying hair. Just it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
It actually is fascinating that he was able to commit, and you find this with this phenomenon overall, oftentimes with cults and people like that, where they don't really appear charismatic in like a traditional sense. Keith Raniere is also like short and like kind of chubby, but I mean, some of these people just have like something else. I don't know what it is that allows them to just like totally still like.
Shut up, Patrick. I'm listening to the video game.
Nervous. Because, we're the only ones here.
Billionaire heiresses. Crazy stuff.
I don't want to scare you. I don't want to scare you. But I'm low key that I could do this. Like I can't, when I see Keeper Near, the scariest thing about watching Keeper Near. The scariest thing about when I watch Keeper Near, I actually, people look at him like Citizen was like, oh, he's just saying all this dumb bullshit. But I actually deeply relate to his like thought process and the way he expresses himself. I'm like, oh no, I find this entirely natural. I like totally understand what he's saying.
So it only has a radius of a few meters. And just so you know, my watch has a similar function.
But anyway, I wanted to
My really? I'm glad.
Israeli Saudi?
Although, from spring on, my watch will just say out of range. Until then, I want to be with you as much as possible.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, the Israeli-Saudi detente has been going on for like 10 years.
Oh, that's girl.
They're just allies
I have something to show you.
Let's go. The extra scene.
I want you to see me in a school uniform.
Did a Saudi shoot a bunch of people?
You said you liked it when I spoke with a higher voice. So I figured I should look more like a girl.
Yeah, there was like
Besides,
really
my normal clothes go against the school dress code. Let me go change.
But they never ended up going to war, and I guess now they're trying to. Yeah, they're not as obviously not as
prepared it for
as
me.
the Saudi-Israeli
I know this is
alliance,
what
but they're trying
all
to
the
get
girls
involved.
wear, but
probably good.
isn't the skirt too short?
Let's go.
We have a Jew who's laughing at you pronouncing the word Chabad.
Embarrass me.
How do you?
I don't know.
Chabad? Is it Chabad?
I think I'll stick with
I
a
don't know.
normal
I
outfit.
can't say Jewish
Would.
enough.
I feel
I know.
awkward all day if I wore it to school.
I'm sure it's Chabad.
But I'm happy that I showed it to you.
Yo, Monty in chat. Let's go.
You want me here tonight? I can probably come up with some kind of alibi for where I spent the night.
Whoa. What's she talking about?
Of course it was fucking Ted. The way you said that was so funny. You remind me of that TikTok that Jeb had posted, that like that WAP guy where he's edited to the painting when they're signing the Constitution. Like what? Freedom.
It's not even a question of would, is it will? Yo, let's go.
That's right there. Show me. Go fuck yourself, jerk off.
All right, can I play the rest of these days? I still want to finish up INA. Sin City wasn't made for you.
Adachi has confessed his crimes, so I'm sure Namatame
Wow,
is
there's so many
presumed
things
guilt
on the
will be
marquee. There's so many
re-examined as
little
well.
circles to click.
I see. Then that really wraps it up.
That really wraps it up.
What do you do now, Teddy?
Oh,
You're
someone
not
asked me
going
the
back
name
over
of the
there,
guy
are
I
you?
was talking about earlier. His
You
name's
better not,
Edward
you dumb
Feser.
bear.
I think that's his
Don't know
Twitter
how
at,
much
just
you
at
worried us last
Edward,
time.
F-E-S-E-R.
I won't
He's good. He has a ton of
disappear
books.
like that again.
I recommend like all
Damn
of them.
straight you won't.
They're really good if you have any
Stay
interest in
here, all right?
philosophy or Catholicism or scholasticism. It's all really good stuff. He's like a really lucid writer. A lot of people on Twitter basically ape his work, kind of as if it's their own. He's like hugely influential for like resuscitating like St. Thomas. Actually, his first book, or one of his first books, the one that was like really popular, he was writing at the time when the New Atheists were like at their peak, and he just wrote this book kind of like taking them down, saying that like, no, these guys are really bad at philosophy. And that was the first book of his I read. I don't know, it might have been like 2008 or 9, but it was called The Last Superstition, and it was really, really good. So yeah, I recommend it. He's on Twitter. He just got on Twitter right now, and he just like argues with people, but he's like good at it. So yeah, it's entertaining.
Also, follow James Calb.
Yeah, it's true. He has like no.
Doesn't
Yeah,
get enough
Phaser's
love.
at like 20K after like a week. Cobb has like less than 1,000. It's funny. The last time I saw James Cobb doing anything, Citizen, he was replying to John Milbank, that fat radical orthodoxy Brit cuck faggot.
Yeah.
Where he was like telling everyone that they have to support Biden because like he was doing the post-liberal thing. Like he was like, you got to support Biden because Biden's policies are like helping rebuild community.
The common good.
Yeah, and Jim Cobb was like, what the fuck are you talking about? TND, you fat Anglican. And it was very funny though, because he was just like being very honest, and it was like, no, this guy's like just a lolcow. There's no real point to like engaging with him in good faith. But Cobb was just like, how does this make any sense? What are you talking about? Community, like federal bureaucracies and like race hatred against whites? And I was like, damn, this guy did not get the memo that you're supposed to be like a left-wing post-liberal. Like he's just like banging on exactly as he was like 10 years ago, while everyone else like completely sold out.
So these guys do like a based version of like Catholic social teaching?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically.
Well, it's not Catholic social teaching. They're just Catholic, and they're socially conservative because they're Catholic. They don't even they don't have pretenses of like the welfare statism.
He's got a JD. He must be good, man.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. I used to read him in Chronicles, and besides Tom Fleming, he was the only other writer that I really, really liked a lot. So when he started writing books, I was just like, all right. Yeah, it's kind of rare.
Nightmare Vision, you know who I've been getting into lately? The old guy from the past.
Who?
Coughlin.
Oh, does he have books? Does he have like or is this like radio transcripts or what?
Radio transcripts.
How are they?
Fucking based as fuck.
We'll get Comrade Stump to after Huey Long, we'll know that we won when Shuon Head starts posting pictures of Father Coughlin.
So, someone inside the Luke Ford, Nathan Cockness, what's that other guy, Halsey spear?
Sick of the guy
that,
in the
little
Twitter
base
space
juice
saying,
spear where they
STFU.
were like arguing the blood sports.
Alt-right Torah.
Who's that?
Yeah,
I'll be honest, I'm like half tuned out
referring to
from
Father
like both
Coughlin
the
as,
game
like,
and
an
the space.
anti-Semite that almost prevented the Holocaust. I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on? And apparently, he had like 30 million listeners inside of America, almost prevented us from going into World War II.
Scott Greer hates Father Coughlin because Father Coughlin said, like, Irish immigrants contributed to America, and then Scott Greer's like, no, fuck this guy.
99% agreement? I don't think so. Highly respected. Swag baby Hitler. Swag baby Hitler.
Imagine
Are
if
you
Hitler
here?
came back, but he said that, there weren't enough good men for over 30 journalists in D.C. and like Scott Greer just came out, just became full-blown Antifa.
Does it actually taste like
Hitler's
fun?
like, listen, I hate America, but I'm really loving this NFL thing.
I was gonna say earlier, you think Scott Greer would like Indians? None of them watch the NFL.
Then again, this one was
Swag baby Hitler, are you here?
Hey, Yosuke, Chie-chan and the others
I invited you on to defend the live-action One Piece.
What? I can defend that real quick.
You gotta do it.
What?
Live
I'll
action.
jump in for that.
Live action One Piece. Give us your pitch. Should we be excited?
How the fuck is he gonna defend live
the
action
creator
One
of One
Piece?
Piece is looking after the characters. He's helping with the casting. So like that alone, it just tells me it's gonna be really good.
Are all the women anorexic with huge tits?
Unfortunately not. That's the only.
Okay,
that's
then
the
it's
only bad
bad.
play. It's the only bad
What?
play.
Thumbs down.
That's a base take.
That's
I
fair.
do-
Not to say yes we are. Yes we can.
What race is Luffy? The guy playing Luffy.
They're Latin American. Him and the whole family of D are Latin American.
It does. I feel like
I
it
guess-
kind of makes sense, though.
But
I have to be honest about
Honestly,
this.
yeah.
Monkey, so.
Like he does kind of look. I can picture Luffy. Yeah, as
That's funny.
Latin American, I can kind of see it. To be honest.
Well,
yeah.
Oda came out and said that he's Brazil. If he existed in the real world, he would be Brazilian.
That's like actually true. No, I do agree. Yeah, he would not be Japanese. He would
There were-
absolutely be Brazilian.
There was
Zoro's the only Jap.
There was a Puerto Rican kid in my high school who looked exactly like Usopp.
Some things in this world just
That is such a good fucking one-liner.
Did you ever tell him that?
No, I literally didn't, because he was so gross looking, and like I literally like didn't watch One Piece you know, for like, I put off watching One Piece for like 20 years because this kid, was like, so, I was like, he looks like that fucking anime character on like, you know.
You look like the guy that's clearly supposed to be black, even though they kind of make him Asian, and he's absolutely hideous, and his whole thing is that he has a really long, ugly nose.
Who's?
I'm
Is he talking
That's
about
you.
Usopp?
I'm watching a,
Bro,
I'm watching
he knows someone that
rip
looks
of the
like
Flash
Usopp,
movie.
bro. That's gross.
I don't know why. I just am. But,
You love the Flash.
I do like the character of the Flash. I mean, you know, to be a Spurg nerd, the movie character is like nothing like the comic book character. He's like a nerdy, hyperactive Jew. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. But so like the Flash, it's like Ezra Miller. He's a Jewish guy, and his like and in the movie, the actress who plays his mom is Mexican, and his dad is white. But then, as a child in flashbacks, he's played by an Asian kid.
What?
Well, that kind of makes sense. A lot of Mexicans and mixed race, they come out kind of Hapa-ish.
It's just very strange.
Do they?
It could kind of make
I
sense.
can, yeah, I can. If you squint like an Asian person, it kind of makes sense. But
Oh yeah.
it's a bizarre casting choice. You shouldn't be, you know, if you're casting a movie, it should be very like simple. It should be like automatic. It should be intuitive. I'm like, how did he like go from being Asian to being Jewish?
Yeah, that is weird.
Is this Flash movie where they bust out Michael Keaton again to play Batman, even though he's like 70?
Yeah.
Mm.
He also suicides for no reason.
That's a little spoiler territory. I haven't seen it yet.
You just cross swag baby Hitler's cape shit. It's fucking over for you, Cromwell.
I heard it was shit though, so I'm probably not gonna watch it.
It's not a very good movie. I'm surprised
they
it failed.
Yeah. CGI'd in young Nicolas Cage and Christopher Reeve. And
Wait, no, they didn't really.
Yes, they did. Really, they brought in Nick Cage Superman.
I was like, okay, what generation?
It's actually
is it
fucking over. Do you
pandering
fucking
or
see
older?
this? Do you see this?
It's millennial.
Millennial. Yeah, Gen
Like-
Xers didn't watch the YouTube video essays on how Nick Cage was almost Superman. Even though Kevin Smith is a...
Yeah, Gen Xers like the Nicolas Cage Superman because they remember like the viral clips of Kevin Smith talking about it. Christopher Reeve Superman appeals to no one.
Yeah.
You didn't like those movies when you were a kid?
I didn't. I don't think anybody did. I never heard like he was just like a disabled guy.
No, I liked them. No, they were good movies.
I like them.
I mean, when you're a kid,
Yeah,
they
they
were
were alright.
the
Dojima
only
comes
Superman
outside.
movies you had before they
Terrible
started having these
vegetables.
awful reboots. That was it. And the music, you know, the John Williams thing. It was good. It was
That's
good.
true.
It was hype.
Not a very The Flash. Not a very good film. Why is he Asian as a child? I'm
Is it just
surprised
because
it
Ezra Miller
bombed.
looks that way?
I was really predicting that I thought it would like surprise everybody and like make like over $100 million opening weekend just because like black kids really love
It
wearing
wasn't
the Flash
spicy at
t-shirt
all.
that Sheldon wears in The Big Bang Theory. I don't know why, but they do. Like half of I was just like I don't care like what other
Jeff is a
projecting like
funny
80
old
million.
head.
It's like they're not taking into consideration that every other black kid,
I
every
almost-
kind of fat black kid has a Flash t-shirt and they're all going to show up. But I guess they didn't show up. They just liked the t-shirt. They didn't actually want to see the movie. And it made like $60 million.
Citizen, imagine you just getting jumped by a gang of Nogs and the last thing you hear is Bazinga.
Frighteningly realistic possibility.
Apparently, George Reeves is also CGI'd into it.
Is he
Back
really?
in 2021,
Those
he would
black
post the
and-
funniest
George Reeves was
fetish
playing
shit, and Biggie
Superman
Slonk would
when
meme
they were
it.
like at the
That sounds
transition from
hilarious.
black and white to color. Like some of the George Reeve episodes, George Reeve also committed suicide, or no, also.
Yeah.
He did commit
Yeah.
suicide. That's right. Christopher
He
Reeve
did
just got fucked up and died from, being
Riding a
mangled.
horse.
But, yeah.
Yeah. You know, George Reeves, it probably
Our
was the case,
final
but it's
battle.
rumored that he
Our
committed
final
suicide
battle.
because he was typecast as Superman. So thankfully they brought him back in this movie for a reference. Maybe, well, even a 90-year-old watching this movie would be too senile to remember George Reeves, so...
He's not even shredded. George Reeve as Superman is so funny because I mean, I guess everyone's become so body dysmorphic, but like he has zero. I mean, Christopher Reeve kind of also had zero muscle mass, like both of them. But George Reeve was just like the most average. Maybe he was tall. I don't know.
Well, Christopher Reeve had like a square jaw.
He looked the part. His face and hair was on point.
George Reeve just like looks like a fat drunk guy. He looks like slightly more
puts out his cigarette while they yell action.
Slightly more buff, but still fat, like W.C. Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
another
true.
reference. No one under 70 knows.
But it's really weird because like if you're a millennial, like I'm like I've talked about this before on Spaces where like you're always tempted because I feel like normie millennials, this is what they do. Like you kind of your life sucks, so you kind of like retreat into this like eternal nostalgia.
I'm sorry
chamber,
to
you know?
change the topic of the Space to Cape shit. I just wanted to say why is adult Barry Allen Jewish and child Barry Allen Asian? That's all I wanted to say.
He looks Asian though. It makes sense.
He does look. I guess he looked, but he got like less Asian. He looks way Asian as a kid. It doesn't.
But so yeah, you live in so like if you're a millennial, you're like constantly tempted to live in this like prison, self-constructed prison of nostalgia. But at the same time, like CGI editing Christopher Reeve and like getting Michael Keaton to come back as like a 70-year-old Batman, I feel like you're killing it. It's like turning into a nightmare. You know what I mean? Where it's like, even though I am a millennial, at a certain point, like you want some sort of like escape, some sort of like breaking free from the whole thing. It's like not that big of a deal. It's just a shitty movie, but also it is like the direction of the culture. It's like millennials are like holding us all in this like headlock, and they're just not gonna fucking let go.
It's almost like
no matter what. It's a stuck culture.
They're trying to bring back that Chinese director that did like the Nick Cage, John Travolta action movie. What the fuck was
John
it?
Woo.
John Woo. Yeah, they're trying to make him do another movie, and that's all like nostalgia bait.
That'd be cool.
Well, like
It ought to be.
Obese Goth isn't here, but the highest grossing movie of the year so far is Super Mario Brothers, and then like the next two are like, Fast X and Transformers, which in addition to being franchises, like no one except Cromwell like knows the plot. I almost want to say that like The Flash isn't a good movie, but I think on some level the superhero the cape shit is like more watchable to me, at least. Maybe it's because I'm Jewish and not Latino. More watchable than like Fast X.
This is nice. We gotta bring Swag Baby Hitler up more often to chop it up with us.
Swag Baby Hitler.
I just want to say real quick,
What's
normal ass
the modern
fucking
cape shit fans, they're all brown people. They're all like low IQ. They're all liberals. The old guard that was into Iron Man, that was into Captain America, those are the true millennials, the true white millennials.
That's true. The Star Core. Not the Ezra Miller cells. The true Downey Keck Core. Original Iron Man suit. They were right wing. They were neo Nazis. Where's the tweet?
Were produced by Ike Perlman, who was an IDF veteran.
It would have been really cool to have Michael Keaton as old Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie.
Now we're getting too deep into fucking cape shit. So we're gonna just go back.
They could have gotten Eric. They could have gotten Corey Matthews' older brother, who did the voice.
We're not gonna fucking fan cast fucking hypothetical cape shit movies. Stop it.
You're drawing the line there.
I got a question. Should I not bring up?
I'm calling Shabbat on you.
At least I brought up the Flash movie, but I did it in a racist way. I was talking about the racial casting and how. I mean, it's kind of like with The Little Mermaid, where the prince is white and his mom is black, and it's like there's this trend in diversity casting now to where they like don't even acknowledge that like black people have black children and white people have white children. They just literally act like skin color is random.
Did you see that girl Pasty was requesting to speak, Citizen?
She did. I accepted it, and she just immediately left.
Refuses to elaborate.
Oh, it's almost time.
flip phone ass looking.
4,
Yeah, I have
3,
minutes.
2,
I'm going with
Happy New Year! I'm glad we're here together. Here's here.
I'm not sure what the
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year,
What fucking day is it?
I think Barbie is gonna be
June 20th?
And the same goes for you, Yukiko.
Come on, just let it go. It's snowing. Wow.
I
told
although
you it was
in
cold.
fairness, I didn't watch.
Do you think the snow will pile up?
This is what they call a
3-hour
white
movie
New
about
Year's,
people
huh?
on the pier, like,
No one
slowly
calls it
retreating from
that.
the pier.
It's a
Maybe
new
that was
year, but you're
exciting.
still
I don't
Morangi.
know.
Wait, which one was that?
Morangi.
Dunkirk.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey,
I thought
what are
that's
you
actually
nodding
also
for?
exactly the plot of Tenet.
Shut up.
This guy loves people slowly retreating from the pier.
Tenet is where the black guy keeps going back in time, so it ends with him returning to his children and being a wonderful father.
The Showa Bridge. We have crossed the Showa Bridge. We've crossed the Showa Bridge. It is 1939. We've crossed the Showa Bridge.
Western white women have been conditioned that whenever they see Idris Elba on TV, they go, "Wow, I'd like a piece of him."
All right, are we ready then?
Like, every single
Happy
one.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's really strange. It's unintentional. It's involuntary.
Happy New Year,
Like ask
chat.
them, like you can like interrogate them about it after they say it. Be like, "Why did you say that?" And they're just like, "I don't know."
Happy New Year to you too.
I guess he's. And they're like, "I don't even think he's that attractive. I just felt that I had to say that."
Pain for you, but may things go well this year.
It's been communicated to them like through like a morphic field. They like have to say that.
Yeah.
You've changed over this past year. You've got a man's face now.
You're right.
I didn't see you while I was hospitalized.
Go. You know, just like I don't know. Show your mom a picture of Idris Elba. She'll say it.
I've definitely heard her say it at least once. Yeah.
What if you showed your mom a picture of Idris Elba, citizen? What would she say?
She's like a libtard. She'd definitely say, "Wow, I want a piece of that." And then she'd complain about her pills.
All right, let's dig it.
Oh man,
He was very
look at
good
this
in
one.
Hobbs and Shaw as the villain.
I wandered over there and they even had New Year's food.
Yeah,
Another viral tweet about how you don't debate flat earthers.
You don't
I'm seeing
debate
this right now.
white women
Don't
about how hot Idris Elba
Will
is.
Joe Rogan have RFK Jr. on to debate whether Idris Elba is liked by white women or not?
Well, you know.
Who's Idris Elba?
I still don't understand. Why would you not want to debate someone over whether the Earth is flat? That's like a perfectly interesting. I hate libs so fucking much. It's so unreal. I hate them so badly. They are like the worst. They're just a cancer on everything.
Nightmare Vision, to be fair, the TRS guys didn't want to debate Sinead McCarthy over Flat Earth either.
Well, that's good. I mean, I wouldn't want to debate her either, but that's just because she's schizophrenic, not because she's like potentially correct. But there's just this weird idea that like
Let's
Joe
let's
Rogan has a flat
go.
earther on. And
He
he
doesn't wear the
embarrass
kimono. We
himself.
already know this, but
And
we
then
have to be
there's supposed to
loyal.
be this
We have to be
implication,
loyal.
like what? Like what? Like, oh, now a bunch of people are going to believe the Earth is flat? A lot of people currently believe retarded things right now. Like, ask black people what they believe about how you handle raw chicken. That's like way more dangerous. Joe Rogan should have someone on his show to tell people not to wash their meat with like detergent or like bleach or things like that. That would be actually like you could actually confront genuine irrationalism in American society, except it would just be like extremely politically charged because you would just be like identifying like, you know, certain unpalatable ethnic group beliefs or whatever. But like for some reason you're just supposed to believe that like a debate over whether the Earth is flat or not is this like you're just supposed to like intuitively understand why it just should be like completely out of bounds. And it's like, why? Like, I feel like libs, they are hypocrites. They want to say that they're like these champions of like rationality and open inquiry, but they obviously want also the psychological comfort of their beliefs to crystallize into a tradition that people don't question. And like, I feel like I almost like that because then it's like the Moldbug NRX point where you could say like, okay, like, now that you admit that you just want like a tradition, a body of knowledge that constitutes a tradition, now we can have like an honest argument over like whose tradition we have. But like right now they want it both ways. So they still want to be like, no, we're like libs. We're like, we don't have a tradition. We're just like pursuing
over.
open inquiry wherever it is. But then also they want to kind of train you to intuitively find certain things just like beyond the pale. And it's like, okay, that's like every society. Every society has things that are beyond the pale. So now we just get to talk about like what's beyond the pale. But like, even if you're like a highly religious society or like a theocracy, I still actually don't see what's so wrong with debating whether the earth is flat or not. Like, what's the practical effect? Like, are people going to start trying to walk off the edge of the earth? If you believe it's flat, they'll be fine. They'll just come around back to where they were in the first place, right? Like, isn't that the whole point of the earth being round? Yeah, like, you're never going to, if you believe it's round, they're not going to fall off.
It kind of reminds me of during the presidential debates between Trump and Biden, when they asked Trump, like, will you commit now to like saying that you won't claim there's fraud? Which that was like, that's like a really ridiculous thing to ask. That is like, that's an insane thing to ask. Like, that's like, you know, if an African leader said that, they would be like, well, this is obviously a dictatorship. This is obviously, they're planning to rig the election. Like, will you like admit beforehand, like, that no matter what happens, you won't say the election was rigged?
Yeah, like that's a
and
question.
Like, no one in the media, like, even Republicans, didn't point out that that's like a crazy thing to ask.
No, because the point was to not admit that it's crazy. Like, that was they wanted you to agree that it wasn't a crazy thing to ask, even though it like objectively is a crazy thing to ask. Because it's like the proper answer is like, well, that's an empirical question. Like, why would I give you a predetermined, like, a priori answer to something that has to be like empirically verified? Which is like, if you say that, technically you're just being like a good lib, right? But like, when they asked Trump to do that, they were like, no, we want to be able to circumscribe what you can and can't talk about, because with Trump specifically, the real reason is like what they would have said if they were honest. It's like, because you have proven that you're like bigger than us, and you can like force, like brute force issues into the public consciousness that we have prohibited through our power. And so we want like a guarantee from you that you aren't gonna fuck with us while we fuck with you. And then like, quite sensibly, Trump was like, no, remember Citizen, how like egregious they treated Trump answer, like he was like, no, I'm not gonna, no, if I think they cheated, I'm gonna say they cheated. And they acted like, oh my God, this guy just fucking melted democracy like a candle. Like, he just lit the whole thing on fire. Like, it's a really sensible argument, but it's pretty much they were not wanting him to do what he actually did, which is basically say like, yeah, I don't know if the elections in America are legitimate anymore. And like, they were like kind of right about that, but only because they did it. It's the same thing with the indictment. Like, it's kind of like part of the reason why Trump is so important. Like, the libs blame Trump for destroying precedents, but the libs light the precedents on fire to try to own him. So it's like, okay, what if we indict a former president? It's like, well, you can't do that. That's like a huge deal.
Hey,
and
look,
if
you come out of your house tomorrow and someone in like a black mask over their face, like breaks your kneecaps with a lead pipe, do you agree to like not say it wasn't us? Do you like agree to that?
Well, there's a funny parallel here, which is like, you can ask a libtard, like, in the 2020 election, if it came out that there were a bunch of frauds, sort of along the breakfast this morning question, right? You can ask them like a counterfactual. If it comes out that it's true and there was fraud, was it a rigged election? And, it's like definitionally the answer is no for many of them, right?
It looks so cool.
You're pretty good. Good for you, Nanako.
Yeah, liberals are dumb. Fuck liberals.
No, but I mean, obviously, the idea about wanting to predetermine an answer to an empirical question is like a power flex, and the fact that they do it now all the time is a matter of course. It's like that they do it isn't really surprising, but the fact that they like that's like their preferred method of like exercising power now is really crazy, because it's like kind of what you're saying, Citizen. Like, it's very normal to be skeptical of that, right? It's like very normal to be like, no, like, I'm not going to give you a predetermined answer. And then they're like, oh, that means you're a neo-Nazi, like, right? That's like the end game of it, right? It's like, well, you're a fascist if you're not going to do that. And it's like,
all right, I'm probably gonna.
I don't know. That's like a huge gamble, because
I slept
like I
pretty
said,
late
you're like
yesterday.
that's
I
the
don't
reason
wanna
I brought up
sleep
the
late again
indictment thing.
today.
It's like, theoretically, if a former president did do something really bad,
Scribe's in the space.
I guess you should be able to indict him and put him in prison or whatever. But like, if you do that illegitimately, you're basically lighting a precedent on fire in order to own your political enemy. And it's like, it better work, because if it doesn't work, millions of people are going to think your country's a joke. And libs are like,
thanks
yeah,
for
no, we're
watching,
cool with
guys.
that. Like, that's what we want.
Fucking-
You know what I mean?
Fucking future Moldovan citizen, or future Moldovan
Like,
citizen.
we would
with
want,
a
like,
background noise,
all
like
Trump
a
supporters to-
Hispanic teenager in a Modern Warfare lobby or a Halo lobby. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Good night.